It may have looked like your typical day in February on the GCU campus, but after the sun set, the lights finally came on at GCU Arena, signaling that after a 3-week absence, Lopes men's basketball was back. And in case you haven't heard, GCU is kind of a big deal. That's right, in the words of Will Ferrell, let's go streaky, to the tune of a 9-game winning streak. GCU stayed classy on the hardwood last night with a 10-point win over the Lancers, and it's a double feature. So if you love Lamp and college basketball, we've got you covered tonight. I'm Veronica Kate Longworth coming at you here with the Lopes pregame show, driven by Nissan. We're live here on Fox 10 Extra, where the Lopes put on a show, even for the cardboard cutouts last night, giving them plenty to cheer about as GCU is now leading the conference. Taking a look at the WAC, GCU sitting on top with that perfect 7-0 record. UTRGV is at 2-0. Now, you'll know during this COVID era, not every team has played the same amount of games. But in the words of Coach Drew, you just got to go out there and control what you can control, which is winning a game. Lopes have found a way to do that. Cal Baptist is at 4-5. Meanwhile, the Lopes' next opponent, Seattle U, sitting at 2-3. All right, well, the Lopes proved that after a 3-week layoff, they still know how to play basketball. And in the words of the Lopes insider, Paul Coro, they've really forgotten how to lose, right? They've been going out there, getting the job done. And now with Scott Williams out of town and staying out of town due to weather, we welcome in our broadcasting crew, Barry Battelle and Paul Coro. Take it away.
Thank you, Kate. Yeah, keep the good times rolling here. 13-3, Paul. 7-0 atop the Western Athletic Conference. Winners of 9 straight. Everything seems to be going right for the Lopes right now, no doubt.
Yeah, even with that long layoff, we saw them resume some of the things that made them so good. That defense that they predicate everything off of. Really controlled CBU's 3-point shooting game last night. And they've gone 60 days without a loss.
That is incredible.
They got 5 regular season games left. They keep doing that, they're WAC champions.
Yeah, they indeed will be. We shall see tonight as the Lancers will look to try to even the score here in this 2-game set. But the big men leading the way, 19 points, 14 points for Midgard, as they both get double-doubles.
Yeah, they went to work and they got better as the game went along. I felt like CBU wore down and couldn't handle both of these bigs. CBU has 1 big for 2 bigs, and so they kept finding one of them, whether it was Alessandro Labor, able to do things at different levels of the court. He hit the middle against the zone, he hit the post when he had a mismatch. And then the more he did that, then they were able to draw out CBU with his 3-point range. He really got him going earlier when the offense was a little bit rusty at the start, and as they wore him down, then they could go into the big man. Asbjorn Midgard went to work, even with a little finesse on the reverse there, but also the muscle. When he goes down low, there's Gak, CBU's best option to guard him, but he just works him and goes right over him with the jump hook. That's why he's #1 in the nation right now for field goal percentage. Those are the best of the high percentage shots right there, when he just throws it down at the rim.
It was incredible to see the 3 different variations on the court for Labor, when he was down low on the post, then near the key, and then beyond the arc. It is quite the tandem at the Twin Towers for the Lopes. But how about the point guard spot? 9 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists for Javon Blackshear Jr.
And the favorite stat on that whole thing, 1 turnover.
You're right.
Plays 35 minutes and only makes 1 turnover while handling point guard duties and an inordinate amount of defensive duties. That one right there before the half was a huge momentum turn right there to give him a 4-point lead with the pick and steal like he did against ASU. But then he found his mid-range shot a little bit more in the second half, but really had the joystick going on the whole video game for the Lopes offense in the second half. 7 assists, but also picking his spots to score too. It was really a balanced effort, and really the whole game was a very even effort from the Lopes.
Yeah, and the rebounding margin went in favor of the Lopes at the end of the game, and defensively they shut him down on a couple of different occasions, and I know we have one example of really one key defensive stop.
Yeah, Bryce Drew and the coaching staff emphasized getting over on screens and denying the 3-point shot. CBU was 2nd in the nation for 3-point shooting, coming into the game with 41%. They shot 32% last night and took 6 less threes than they usually do. And you could see just everybody fighting on the perimeter, going over screens. Look at Chance McMillan there. And then they wind up with having to have Gak, a guy who doesn't ordinarily handle the ball, take a dribble drive that's challenged against a good shot blocker like Ash Midgard.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Gorjak Gak. He had a double-double in the game, 12 points, 11 rebounds. He did foul out and got into foul trouble throughout the course of the game, but he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with here again tonight.
He was the biggest problem earlier in the game. He got 10 points right off the bat, wound up with only 12 because they finally kind of contained him later, and the foul trouble really hurt him. But early on, his activity did a lot of damage. He's more of an athletic big man, and as GCU took away the three-point shot, then he had the other parts of his game. They denied that pick and roll until the very end of the game, though. That was a big part of the defense, to control the three-point shot but not let him roll.
Yeah, they did take away that three-point shot, just 2 of 12 from beyond the arc for both Nottage and Rowell. So we'll see how this one pans out. Kate, we'll send it back down to you.
All right, thank you guys. Setting the stage for tonight's tip-off. We'll see you at the top of the hour. Meanwhile, we're going to keep things going here on the Lopes pregame show. It is God Bless America night here, but you better believe there's still a lot of purple in the stands, you know, in these limited crowd during the COVID era. But there's still plenty to talk about. When we come back, we'll check in with Coach Drew to get tonight's game plan.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show, driven by Nissan, where GCU leads the WAC in the standings, but it's also a crucial stretch in conference play as they head next week to Seattle U for 2 before returning to action here on Fox 10 Extra to finish off the regular season against a red-hot Utah Valley, just defeated New Mexico State. But first, on Coach Drew's mind, how to get win number 2 over the Lancers. Barry Battelle gets the answers for you as he went straight to coach this afternoon.
Thanks, Kate. And Coach, the winning streak continues. How did you feel your team responded after some 19, 20 days off?
It was a long time off.
Yeah.
And like we talked last night, we were really excited to get on the court. The last few days were really long days in preparation. You know, I think we did some things really well, some things that looked like we hadn't missed a beat. And credit Cal Baptist, they really came out, they played physical. They're a really good team, really good offensively. And, you know, it was a battle for 40 minutes.
I know you talked earlier in the week about rebounding, and that was definitely emphasized. How do you feel about the team's rebounding in the game?
You know, the first half, they were quicker than us to the ball. They were better at their box outs. They had rebounded us by 2 in that first half. And it was something that, you know, we talked about at halftime. It's been one of our strengths all season, rebounding the basketball. And thankfully, in the second half, we were able to go out and rebound much better. Yeah,
you had the 42-35 edge in rebounding, and definitely transition and a number of players with assists getting the ball up the court. You had to feel good about your ball movement, I would imagine.
You know, 16 assists on 25 field goals, definitely what we like. We want to see the ball moving. I thought the first 10 minutes of the game, we didn't move it quite as fast as what we would have liked. In the second half, I thought it got much better with going side to side with the ball.
Well, before we talk, obviously we talk about the bigs all the time, but Mikey Dixon had 13 points in the game. Pretty solid performance for the guard.
Mikey's been really good, you know, especially in the second halves. He's made big basket after big basket for us, and, you know, he has really good speed. He has a knack to find his way to the rim, and in transition, he's really, really good. And so he's been a big part of us, you know, in this conference play, and we're getting another great performance from him tonight.
Yeah, you talked about it when he was wearing the mask to protect the face a little bit. Once that came off, he seems like he's driving a little bit more.
Much better. You know, it was tough for him to completely see just peripherally, you know, out with that mask. and he's been wanting to get it off. And so once he got it off, he felt like a new man.
Oscar Freyer, man, 8 points. He had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, also 3 big blocks in the game as well. A lot of numbers.
It's great, for your seniors to step up, especially during conference play. We talked about Mikey. Oscar's another one. Has really stepped up. He's shooting the basketball, the best he shot it, all year during this conference season. And, defensively, he comes out of nowhere with dynamic plays. So, we need Oscar, we need Mikey, we need our seniors to keep playing at a high level for us.
Definitely a highlight whenever Oscar has it all by himself, and great touchdown pass from Laver all the way down the court with that one. How about a sophomore, though, stepping up big time, and that's Javon Blackshear Jr. had 9 points, 35 minutes, 7 rebounds, also had 7 big assists.
We ask him to do a lot for us. He has to handle the ball. He has to, defend. There's really good guards in this league. He has to play defense, on the other end. And, I really liked his complete game, the 8 rebounds, the 7 assists. I thought in the second half he did a really good job picking his spots, when to shoot, and he's been our leader with the ball in his hands, and we need him to continue to do that for us.
Your bigs also contributed 33 points, 21 rebounds. They certainly put on a show, both of them with double-doubles.
One of our strengths obviously is our size, and especially against a really good Cal Baptist team that can really, really stretch you and shoot it at a lot of different positions. So, our bigs have to be able to take advantage of that because they're trying to take advantage of us on the outside. And last night, really proud of our bigs. I thought second half they were much more physical, able to get some deep spots and get some baskets.
Well, you had to feel pretty good too. I mean, Nottage and Rowell were just 2 of 12 beyond the arc last night because their numbers from that distance coming in were pretty impressive.
2 of the best shooters in our league, if not the 2 best shooters in our league. So it was a great challenge for us last night. It'll be even greater tonight. Now they'll get to look at the film, see where they can get shots. So we'll have to be even better on our coverage tonight against those 2.
Now, you've been able to respond in these back-to-back games successfully, knock on wood. What do you look for here tonight? What do you want your team to do as they come back onto the court?
It's been a while since we've done it, and, we definitely want the same intensity on the defensive end. I really thought we played hard on that side of the floor. We need to do that again tonight. Offensively, we'd like to start the game moving the ball a little bit better than what we did last night.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Head coach Bryce Drew. Kate, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, thank you very much. We're just counting you down to tip-off of this game 2 between the Lancers and the Lopes. Like Coach said, they've had success in this second game. How will they respond tonight? Time will tell, but we'll also get some insider information, if you will, as we check in with the voice of the Lopes when we come right back.
When the going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Wait, that's great with that cutout, and I'm not. God bless America night at GCU Arena. The red, white, and blue in a sea of purple as the Lopes and Lancers face off again as we count you down to tip off right here on Fox 10 Extra. And on Patriotic Night, there's nothing better than talking about America's pastime, right? And as luck would have it, we have the voice of the Lopes, Michael Potter, joining us. He's here, there, and everywhere. Joining us now on set. He just raced over from a baseball game. You've had baseball yesterday, today, and wow, what a start for Andy Stakowitz. He tees off the new season after a long layoff, and they go out there and beat Missouri yesterday 11-3, today 8-4. Real quick, just let us know what you're seeing so far in the Lopes baseball team.
Well, it's great. I mean, Coach Stankiewicz is building a wonderful program, his 10th season, great pitching staff, great defense, but the offense has come alive the last couple of days. Home run yesterday by Taylor Aguilar, home run today by Rylan Zaborowski. Zabo, I think it went on to 39th Avenue, over 35th Avenue. It was that big of a shot, and just doing great. Zach Barnes had 10 strikeouts game one. He's got a great team, a deep team, and you know, Kate, I mean, 4 games against the SEC, 4 games against the Pac-12, and 3 games against the Big 12. He's got a great schedule, too.
You've been covering Lopes athletics for so long. How impressed are you with the fact, A, just their athletic program here, but B, how they go after the competition? You're talking about the non-conference schedule, and really that's across the board in GCU athletics. What do you think, or how do you think that makes GCU so dynamite in each sport?
Oh, it's great. I mean, you know, a lot of folks, when you tell them, oh, GCU starting their baseball season, you go, oh, we're starting out this way. They go, holy cow, that's the toughest schedule probably through the first 11 in all of baseball. When you talk about basketball, where we're going and who we're playing or where we've played, it just puts you on the map. It puts you in the forefront of their mind. And I think as a student, I mean, why wouldn't you want to come here and play the SEC and the Pac-12 and 2 against ASU and 2 against U of A for baseball? And they're trying to get that going here with basketball with ASU and U of A as well. So why wouldn't you want to come to GCU? Great facilities, and you get to play the best.
And you know all about coming to GCU. You have been on 12 seasons as the voice of the Lopes, but you have a history here at GCU. Take me through how you came about landing this job.
Yeah, I'll give dates and everybody will know how old I am, right? I got out here in '86 and was here through '90 when they transitioned to D1 for baseball. Got to be a part as a student of watching Paul Westphal and win that national championship. Me and some buddies slept on our floor in Kearney, Missouri, and then went to Kemp Arena and saw the national championship. And then, you know, just kept in touch with the program. Keith Baker, a good friend of mine, was AD at the time and brought me back to do some baseball games in '95 to '98 when they were part of the WAC. And then once Brian Mueller took over and started putting more money back into the athletics and had that vision for what we're seeing today. And you know, I don't know, his vision is crazy, so he's probably going to have a bigger vision than this. But I called them, and they said, yeah, why don't you come back and do some games? So super thankful to President Mueller, to Barry Butel, to Jamie Boggs, to Josh Hauser for keeping me around. It's just a lot of fun.
Well, it's a lot of fun to listen to you on The Fanatic 1580, but also I know there's more to you than just Lopes, believe it or not. Take us through what a day in the life looks like for you. I know you're involved in the community, also throughout the nation doing different gigs, and how too has COVID had an effect on your day-to-day?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough on everybody, right? Obviously, not as much travel for my real job. I travel quite a bit, haven't been doing that. Married, 4 kids, and they're all involved in the arts. So I'm on the board of the Phoenix Youth Symphony Orchestra, so that takes some time as well. And we've been trying to get the kids rehearsing even amidst COVID in a safe environment, because there's just so many opportunities are being lost, and they just want to get back together. We see it with these kids, 20 days off, and they just want to get back together and see their friends and play some basketball and kind of forget about everything a bit. So, yeah, it's been tough, but you know what? A lot of people have it tougher, and it's just been a lot of fun to get back and do these things, because I just love coming out to whether it be the ballpark or the arena and calling games.
Yeah, it's clear. You can hear it in your voice. You love the game, and you share that with your listeners. So I just want you to kind of take time to reflect on what you've covered over the past decade and then some. What stands out to you? What have been some of your favorite moments, some of your favorite calls on the hardwood and the diamond? Yeah, you know, it comes down to, like you said, a lot of the moments. I mean, some of the places we've been, I mean, I've been called games at Kentucky, called games at Duke, called games at Indiana, at Assembly Hall. I mean, some of the greatest places you could possibly call games. I mean, I got to go to Cary, North Carolina when Andy Stankiewicz in his second year took the D2 program to the College Baseball World Series. Incredible. You know, so those all stand out. But quite frankly, we have the best facilities now that probably I've ever been to here, and GCU Ballpark. I mean, you can't beat Brazel Field at GCU Ballpark or GCU Arena. So it's hard to pick one or two favorite moments. I really just love everything about it, and so grateful I get to be a part of it and get to call a game of baseball today and a game of basketball tonight. It's just a lot of fun. You're just missing one shining moment, if you know what I mean, right? Fingers crossed for some madness come March. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us. We know you have another job to do. I think this will be your third in the day. So he makes it count, I'll tell you that. Thank you so much for joining us here and stepping in. And you can always follow the Lopes games here, of course, on Fox 10 Extra, but you can also tune in to Potter on The Fanatic. All right, when we come back, we will talk to assistant coach Casey Shaw, telling us about how the love for the game runs deep in his family. We'll be right back.
personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show driven by Nissan. And this is something to cheer about. You're going to flip over this next segment. That is right. We've got the family and friends and cheering squad for you. Right now, I am joined by assistant coach for GCU men's basketball, Casey Shaw. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks.
And fun to see your family. It's kind of a family affair here at GCU for you. Obviously, you and Coach Drew came into the NBA together. You guys were friends. You coached together, also family, brothers-in-law. So what is it like for the two of you to now be here at GCU?
Well, it's wonderful, and we see my family out there enjoying this beautiful Phoenix weather and walking around campus, getting to see everything, and it's just been great. Coach Drew and I have known each other for a long time and been close friends, but to also be colleagues. We work well together on the court. His basketball knowledge is really incredible, but it comes from the whole family. I think the older Coach Drew is kind of just blessed and just passed on so much wisdom when it comes to this great game and coaching acumen. And so I feel really blessed to be a part of the family.
And for you, you obviously had a very successful collegiate career. Then you went on to play in the NBA. You also played overseas. How did your playing experience impact the coach you've become?
Well, I think getting to play for really good coaches helps. I was drafted by the Sixers, played with our own Scott Williams in my rookie year, and I always like to say my first practice, I remember Scott was the first one to really talk trash to me, and I thought, wow, what a welcome to the NBA here. So kind of put me in my place, put the rookie in his place. But Larry Brown was our coach, and he is a Hall of Fame coach, and so learning from him, I went to Europe. I played 12 years in Europe for some national team coaches, some champion EuroLeague type coach. It was really a great experience to learn that the game is a little bit different there. I think it helps me become a better coach for big guys too. The way that we train big men in the States is a little bit different than they do in Europe. It's more skill-oriented. Those big guys over there learn to pass, shoot, and dribble a little bit more than we do here. So I think it's helped me in my coaching as well.
And you also played in Italy.
Yep.
So did that help when you started forging your friendship here with Labor?
It really did. My Italian is broke. I've lost some of my Italian. But the first day we were able to speak a little bit of Italian, and I could talk about places I've been. He knows some of the players that I played with, have been teammates with. In fact, my son Isaiah, who will be here next year, was born in Rome. I was playing in Rome, and so he was born over there. So my little Italian, but it's been great to have Ollie on the team and just get to talk to him and kind of bring back some of those memories of being over there.
And I know it's been great for not only the presence they provide on the court, but I think your experience and how you've really been able to speak to your big men and have them be such a threat. We saw last night what they can do. We saw Ollie kind of getting the scoring started for GCU, and then Midgard turning it on down the stretch, helping you guys to get that lead finally over California Baptist. So how crucial do you think it will be for those two to have a presence as you guys close out WAC play and then heading into the tournament in Vegas?
Well, we really depend so much on our bigs. Both Asbjorn, he's just played tremendous this season. He's one of the top field goal percentage shooters in the country, but he's just been a tremendous teammate too. People don't maybe don't recognize it when they're watching him play out there, but he's a leader. He's got great instincts. He feels the ball. And he's got really good hands. Sometimes with big guys, it's hard to, they don't catch great, but he has done just an amazing job. Alessandro has been fantastic. I mean, the Lopes, obviously, fans are familiar with him. I think for me, getting a chance to work with these two has been wonderful. I love it because I'm 6'10" myself, so I can get out there with them. I can show them different footwork, different moves, and be able to get them some of the experience that I learned just from playing all the years that I did. So we're excited to have them, and we think that as long as we can keep playing at the level that we are, continue to get better, I think that those guys are going to lead us to something special this year.
Yeah, we just saw the numbers. It's clear that they are responding, and we did see your fan club out here earlier today, and you referenced that Isaiah, your son, he's a senior now, but he's committed to GCU for next year. What will that be like for you to once again get to coach your son?
I mean, I'm really excited. I'm excited that he wants to play, for his old man. So that's always a good thing. But Isaiah, he's a coach's kid. He's been in a coach's family. So he was born in Italy while I was playing, and I remember him being 2 years old out on the floor while I was a player and coming to practices. And the game is just really in his blood. He wants to be a coach one day. So he really understands the game. He understands what it's like, what it means to be on a team, and he wants to win. But the recruiting process was wonderful because he had several schools coming in, and I remember him sitting down with me and saying, "Dad, there's no school that could possibly come in that doesn't offer everything that GCU does." He says, "I don't even know why I'm wasting time looking at anywhere else. I got to go to GCU," and I really feel the same. It made me really proud. It was a proud day as a father, but I'm excited to have him here. I think he'll be a great addition.
Well, we're excited to have the whole family on board here with the Lopes. I know you said you're still getting used to GCU basketball with the COVID protocol in place, so I think the future is bright for the Lopes. Thanks so much for taking this time, and you don't go anywhere. I'll let the camera keep rolling. If Scott Williams started off with the trash talking, he's stranded right now due to weather. We'll just let you, have your moment against Scott. But for the rest of you, we are going to take a quick break, and we come back. We'll wrap up the pregame show and get you ready for tip-off.
All right, let's go Lopes.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show, driven by Nissan. We're just moments away from tip-off as the Lopes go up against the Lancers for Game 2 in this back-to-back series. The Lopes took the victory last night, looking for more of the same tonight, and they've been successful in these back-to-back games in the tune of 7-0 record in WAC play. That's right. The Lopes' last loss came back on December 22nd of 2020. Well, now we're in 2021, and this is how the conference is shaping up. Utah Valley, that is the Lopes' last opponent of the season. Well, they're on fire right now. They beat New Mexico State last night, 69-66, the final. They're back at it again tonight, 7 o'clock tip as well. Meanwhile, Tarleton beat Dixie State 77-59 last night. They too face off again tonight. And even though we're close to March, the madness is upon us now because the WAC is still wide open due to some losses in games with COVID and everything else. But the big thing is that the Lopes get to play tonight. And we have all your action right after this.
Going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment, walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
Live from the heart and soul of Phoenix, welcome to the campus of Grand Canyon University, where USAA presents Western Athletic Conference action tonight between the GCU Lopes and the California Baptist Lancers. Good evening and welcome to GCU basketball. In for Scott Williams again tonight is Paul Coro alongside tonight, and Kate Longworth will be along in just a moment. Well, tonight's matchup as the Lopes riding a 9-game winning streak, Paul, after a decisive 10-point victory a night ago.
Pretty lofty territory, tied for the 6th longest active streak in the nation. GCU's winning percentage is in the top 20, and they look like that team that didn't have a break last night. They were very steady with their defensive performance all night, handling one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation and putting them away late.
Yeah, one guy that was steady, 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists for Javon Blackshear Jr.
He did it at both ends as he does for him all season. Never changes his expression or his level of play. He's a great defender to handle the perimeter players, had a key steal and layup right before halftime to shift momentum, and was just the steady hand at the lead of the offense all night. Those 7 assists went with only 1 turnover in 35 minutes.
The Lancers, well, another player to look at will be the big man, Gorjak Gak, a double-double last night.
Yeah, Ezreal Mickord has his hands full with a more athletic big man, sort of the same size. The Florida transfer has sort of had an epiphany like Mickard, coming from Florida and getting an opportunity to be the featured guy. He had 10 points in the first half, but then the Lopes got him in foul trouble and grinded away at him for some big post scores to pull away.
It's time to get things started. Let's send it down to the public address announcer, Paul Denuzzo, with our opening prayer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to USA Night in the beautiful GCU Arena for tonight's Western Athletic Conference men's basketball matchup between the Lancers of California Baptist University and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with the word of prayer. Tonight's prayer is led by Marissa Calderon, a sophomore majoring in behavioral health science and a GCU dancer.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another night of basketball, and thank you for a wonderful country that we all get to live in. I pray for protection over the players, officials, coaches, and fans tonight, and ask that everything done on and off the court be done for your glory. It's in Jesus' precious name that I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Marissa.
California Baptist University, the Lancers 10-8 overall, 4-5 in the Western Athletic Conference. Their head coach in his 8th season is Rick Croy. Here is Coach Croy's starting 5, brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Reed Nottage, Trey Armstrong, Ty Rowell, Elijah Thomas, and Gorjak Gak.
Lopes did a great job last night on Reed Nottage controlling him. He is a 48% three-point shooter coming in to the game, but they controlled him. He was 0 for 4 on threes. Really limited opportunities. Oscar Freya had a lot to do with that.
Associate head coach Hardy Asprilla, Adam Jacobson, and Jeff McIntosh are the assistant coaches, and the grad assistant is Jared Martin.
Good to see G back in the building, other than his cutouts in the stands.
Time now, though, to introduce you to GCU. Time for the Lopes starting lineup, brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Javon Blackshear Jr., Mikey Dixon, Oscar Freyer, Alessandro Laber, and Asbjorn Midtgaard.
The Great Dane Asbjorn Midtgaard from Denmark came on strong in the second half last night, wound up with 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. But it was a steady growth throughout the game. Early on, he wasn't getting the deep post that he did in the second half. He's got to control Gak a little bit more earlier. Gak had 10 early first half points. And then once Midtgaard got those posts up, that just wore CBU down in the second half.
The Lopes 13-3, 7-0 in the WAC, 9-1 at home, and winners of 9 straight. The assistant coaches Jamal Walker, Ed Schilling, and Casey Shaw. Director of Player Development is Ryan Lightfoot. Director of Recruiting is AC Moy Ikobu. Director of Video Operations Peyton Prudhomme. Strength and Conditioning coach is Jordan Jackson. And the athletic trainer is Jordy Hackett. Time now for the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. Sanderson Ford, the best play in a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford.
Number one, 2-day priority. Delivering on the second day of a back-to-back has been a strength of this team so far. Lopes are averaging about a 15-point bump when they go from Friday to Saturday in these WAC sets. Number two, smoke screens. GCU's perimeter defense did a great job last night, blasting through CBU screens, but I imagine Lancers will tweak that in hopes of getting off more threes tonight and try not to let the Lopes get over the top as often as they did last night. And number three, hang 10. What an opportunity. It's taken absolute command of the WAC race tonight at 8-0 with 4 games left to play, and also grab some national attention with a 10th straight win. Only 5 other teams have a streak that long in the nation right now.
Again, the Lopes victorious a night ago, 71-61 over the Lancers from California Baptist. God Bless America Night, presented by USAA here at GCU Arena. It'll be Gak and Midtgaard at the center circle. Ronnie Hernandez, Levon Zakarian, and Derek Schulte are the officials. Midtgaard a double-double, his 7th of the season a night ago. 14 points, 11 rebounds. And the opening tip goes to the Lopes. Havocs remain on their feet until they hit their first bucket. Mikey Dixon with a new do in the corner. Blackshear plays catch with Laber. Out of bounds. Lopes with 12 on the shot clock.
Nottage comes around with a little poke around, but you can see Laber getting deeper and deeper as they went back and forth to each other. They're just playing cat and mouse until they see whether he's going to get the single coverage in the post or if they're going to leave Blackshear on the perimeter.
Laber beyond the arc. Leads for Freyer. Freyer. Blackshear guarded there by Rowell, off the mark, and the Lancers bring it up. Armstrong.
Saw a little bit of that yesterday early where GCU settled for a lot of perimeter shots early in the game until they got going.
Gak tried to take the feed from Rowell, goes off him and out of bounds.
I'd be scared too if Asbjorn Midtgaard was in front of me when I'm trying to catch the ball.
I'd be scared if he was anywhere near me.
Yeah, he's actually a gentle giant. He's quite nice.
Yeah, I know. Dixon. Blackshear. Laber down to Freyer. Kicks it back to Blackshear. Quick ball movement. Laber for 3. Oh, it's off the mark.
You're right. That was great ball movement, though. The kick around and the swing pass. Laber gets rewarded for starting it.
Thomas. At 13 points, led the Lancers last night. Number 4. Rowell turns in the paint. Little floater off the glass. Not there. Gak with the rebound. Not going to drop as well.
That's one way to beat Midtgaard on the board, or just put a hand in his back and shove him under the net, but he got caught.
Nottage with the foul.
You can see they chase Rowell off the line again. Mikey Dixon getting over the screen, and so Rowell's going to take that floater until he can get some open threes. He also likes to keep the dribble and look for other people. That's why he leads the WAC in assists.
Laver, Blackshear. Freyer and Dixon in the wing. Comes out. Laver wide open, look for three. Bam!
You know, everybody counts on Alessandro Laver when Mikey Dixon has his 3 fingers in the air before it's even hitting the net. Wide open.
Gag. Thomas. Rowell, far side. Looking for free up there with help from Gag. Thomas. Laver's on him. He drives. Stops. Lost it. Loose ball. Nottage back to Gag. Little scramble. He's going to throw up the 3. Off the mark. Pushed out. Picked up by Dixon after the tip out by Blackshear. Finds Blackshear in the corner. Out to Laver. Moving the ball around quickly, the Lopes. Dixon. Blackshear, high in the hoop, beyond the arc. No, Midgard. There goes the 3. Off the mark, big rebound. Oh, got the fortuitous bounce into the Lancers' hands. Thomas.
They keep looking for Laver in the post with that mismatch against Nottage.
Gak underneath, pushes it back out. Little hectic here. Little crazy ball movement, loose balls all around, and the Lancers unsuccessful after the long distance shot from Thomas.
Lancers would definitely like to speed up the pace, and GCU wants to keep this as steady as it was last night.
Dixon down low to Midgard. Midgard pushes it back out. Mikey looks for 3. Give it to him.
Oh, he was just saying before the game, I hope they leave me open like they did last night, and he won't hesitate this time, and he shows it right there.
Early 6-0 lead for GCU. Floater not going to drop. Midgard with a rebound. Quickly up the court. Man, Lopes are moving. Blackshear, floater. Off the glass. Midgard trying to grab it. Thomas comes up with it. Nottage, Gak in the paint. Looking to move on Midgard. Nope. Pushes it way out. Looks for 3. That doesn't go. Thomas. Quicks out in front. Gak. Nothing but net.
Ooh, that's a big time dunk right there. Leaping from about 6 feet out right over Midgard. Might have to see that again a few times tonight.
Freyer. Dixon. Look at Alessandro Laver.
They finally got it to where they wanted. That was a mismatch last night for Laver. Nottage can't guard him in the post. That time he didn't go over the top of him. He threw the spin move on him.
Jack turns to the bucket. Midgard gives him a little bit of room. Nottage looks to drive up high and drops.
Looks like CBU is going to go ahead and take those drives again. As if GCU is going to continue to deny the 3-point line, they're going to try to capitalize on it and get into the paint.
Trying to find Midgard there up over the top. Errant pass. Thomas backs up now, charges into the paint. Little floater for Thomas, and it drops with some help.
That time Freyer got stuck on the screen, and Thomas isn't a shooter, but he'll take it inside. He's a very willing driver. He's powerful.
Lancers started 0 for 7 since have gone 3 for 3. They've narrowed the lead to 2 for GCU. Freyer back up top. Dixon. Armstrong in his face. Steps back. Short. Rebound. Midgard's going to pick it up. Oh, the Lancers bench is upset. Croy is letting the official have it. Freyer throws up the 3. Good!
Ooh, that was a deep 3 from Oscar Freyer. Oh, it was for offense.
Trey Armstrong. Nottage. Near side. Rowell for 3. Short. Thomas at the line, kept it in, tippy-toeing that baseline. Gak trying to move. Foul coming up on Alessandro Laver. Back-to-back 3s for GCU. Nailing it from long distance.
Alessandro Laver can't be left alone out there. Mikey Dixon says, please leave me alone.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
When the going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
GCU basketball is brought to you in part by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. By Herff Jones, by your side. By Community Tire Pros, serving Arizona since 1945. And by Talking Stick Resort. Play in style. 11-6, Lopes over the Lancers early on. Let's send it down to Kate Longworth.
Well, we got things covered here on the hardwood, but let's check in on the diamond as well. GCU baseball team opened the 2021 season swinging for the fences, literally, as they handled their home opener in grand fashion last night with an 11-3 victory over Missouri. Andy Stankowitz's team had nearly a year layoff due to COVID, but last night, senior right-handed pitcher Zach Barnes set the tone, striking out 10 Tigers. And the offense was led by Taylor Aguilar, who was 3 for 4, including 4 RBI and a 2-run shot in the 4th. Meanwhile, they also have a doubleheader against the SEC opponent today. They took care of that first game 8-4, and right now the Lopes on top in the 4th inning in that second game, 5-3. And the good news is, while the men's basketball team will be out of town next week, we're still here with you on Fox 10 Extra as the Lopes baseball team goes up against Oregon State on Friday. We'll get things started right here at 5:30 p.m.
Looking forward to that with Mike Rooney alongside.
Did you see that Rylan Zaborowski moonshot in the first game?
I don't think it's come down. I think the Perseverance caught it up on Mars.
Apologize to the neighborhood across 35th Avenue. He's going to do some damage over there this season. The freshman out of Basha High School, Rylan Zaborowski. He's already had 5 RBIs in the first 2 games, but the preseason player of the year, Juan Collado, had a 3-run double in this game. They're just raking.
Underway at Brazel Field. Loose ball picked up by the Lancers in that back end of that doubleheader, tipped out by McLaughlin. The Lopes 4 assists on 4 field goals from the arc. They are 3 of 6, while the Lancers 0 for 4.
I think one of the bigger concerns early on here is the number of second chances. Mizzou, we're talking baseball. I got to shift back to this.
Got the same colors, right?
Yeah, playing with my mind. CBU's got 4 offensive rebounds already in this game, and that's the identity of this Lopes squad. They average out-rebounding teams by 10.
Rowell feeds it back to Gak. Little floater. Nice. Up over the top of the extended hand of Midgard. Chance McMillan on the court.
Getting into the paint regularly. And they look like they've peeled off of that emphasis on threes, and they're going to take those layups and runners that they're given.
Chance. Driving. Mikey Dixon. Midgard fouled underneath. That was a sweet move by Mikey.
See how nice he is? He was going to punch the ball there out of frustration, but it came down on Wade, and he went back to apologize to him. Didn't want him to think he spiked it at him, but Midgard takes up. He's just a space eater down there. When he's in the paint, it's hard to out-battle him for a rebound because all you got to do is stand there in front of the rim and stick those giant tree branches of arms he has up there. Sycamore.
6 of 8 at the line last night. He hits the front end. Again, that 7th double-double for Ashbourne. 14 points.
No career double-doubles until he got here. Never had one at Wichita.
Oh! Out on Armstrong. Good job by Sean Miller-Moore.
Yeah, Sean Miller-Moore easing back into conditioning here. Played a few minutes last night, but he's a difference maker. His defense can be really important in this game, and then right on cue, he makes a defensive play upon entry.
Kicked out McLaughlin to Sean Miller-Moore. Stopped all the way over. Oh, sweet pass, keeping that in. McLaughlin. Slow down, Blackshear. McMillan down to midguard and a nice feed down low. He's swarmed by a sea of Lancers. They create the turnover. Charge!
He used the off arm to push off. Look at that save from James McMillan down in the corner.
That was beautiful.
Carbone just looking like a tailback in the open field, trying to shove down the corner. He smiles incredulously, but it's pretty much a foul anywhere basketball is played.
A little slow getting up. Coach Croy brings him out. Looks like he's favoring that ankle, and then he slid on the court a little bit. Keep an eye on Carbone. Black shirt. Careful. McLaughlin. Laver. Crooked to McMillan. 6 on the shot clock. 5. Little floater. Good! Chance McMillan.
Chance McMillan's got a little bounce in his step tonight, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Playing more confidently as the season's gone on. Really has earned his bigger role as the season's gone, with not only his shot, but his steadiness at the point at times, too.
14 minutes of playing time last night for Chance. Thomas. Wade. Hands it off. Step back. Armstrong. Heavy rebound. Thomas going to be there for the Lancers.
Another offensive rebound for the Lancers. That's 5 so far. Just 8 minutes of play.
Stepping back, Rowell. He played some 39 minutes last night. Bounce pass. Wade off the glass. Muscles his way in.
Such a willing passer, too. He's in the paint, but he's still looking to set up guys. Uses his body for that wraparound bounce pass. Wade's right in the middle waiting.
McMillan. McLaughlin. Loses it in his feet to Sean Miller-Moore. Lancers bring it up. Heavy traffic there. Rowell. Armstrong. All the way over to Nottage. Puts up the 3. And he drains it. How about that for Reed Nottage? He was 0 for 6 last night from the arc.
That's what happens with a turnover in transition defense. You get caught out of sorts and they lose Nottage, the one guy that you don't want to leave at the three-point line alone.
The Lancers battle back to tie it at 14. Fletcher. McLaughlin drives into the paint. Heavy traffic and a foul is committed there. He created it. Timeout on the floor. We are tied at 14 with 10:57 to go, opening half.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Welcome back. We're knotted at 14 here inside GCU Arena as the Lopes face off against the Lancers for Game 2. Meanwhile, it's been a tough task this weekend for Molly Miller's basketball team, the women's team in action this weekend at California Baptist. But the Lancers, well, they've been lights out all season. Last night, the Lopes pushed them into overtime, but eventually fell to California Baptist. And tonight, the Lancers prevailed once again, 79-64, the final. That puts the Lancers at a perfect 20-0 on the season to clinch the title. But of course, Molly Miller's team still has a shot in Vegas for a tournament bid. Meanwhile, out on the pitch, the women's soccer team notched their first win of the season today, 1-0 over Utah Valley. They are getting started in WAC play as well, and they had an over 400-day layoff, so it's great to see these sports all in full swing. We had a lot of fun talking to Coach Sissel yesterday. He talked about the ways his team had to bond over Zoom. He's a new coach here, coming here with a great resume from Kansas City, but he couldn't even meet his players, but now they're coming together, and it looks like tonight, guys, they're on their way, starting to gel with that victory.
Great to hear. Obviously, being on last night's pregame show brought that winning karma.
Kate's magic touch.
Yep.
Marlene Schimmer with the game-winning goal today. Great get for Chris Sissel on his program.
Often hits the front end. Payne is in the favor of the Lancers again tonight early on, 10-4 margin. And Dave hits both.
Imagine Bryce Drew and his staff talked a great deal in that turnout about limiting them to one shot. Giving them all these extra chances is making 6 of 15 not look so bad.
Armstrong, no one gets back up on his feet. Rowell, high by Blackshear, playing him tight. Too tight.
Blackshear looks like he's digging a little bit more. Rowell's been creating by getting in the paint with that dribble, so Blackshear working a little bit harder than just getting over screens. He wants to deny his drives too.
Thomas to inbound. He's already got 7 rebounds. Career high is 12.
And that pays off right there for Javon Blackshear Jr. His effort on both plays is rewarded there. Fighting up high to get over the screen and kept moving to try to seal him off too quick.
Blackshear takes it from Labor. Lopes lead is 2. Gabe McMillan back up front. Frayer puts it on the floor, little floater. Ooh, that's off the mark. Lancer
just got knocked off his rhythm just enough. You can see he was thinking that way all the way on the pump fake 3.
Near side, Armstrong trying to peel away from McMillan in the paint. The drive creates the foul.
That help was just a tad late to seal off the drive as he was trailing him from the wing off the screen. They need that big help to step in there. Trey Armstrong, one of the few players that GCU even saw last year from CBU. Very few, with 11 new players and a couple guys who were redshirting last year. There's very few players on this CBU team that were in the rotation last year or even getting time.
Thomas now with 8 rebounds. The Lopes have a total of 7 as a team. McLaughlin out, Midgard back in. Knotted at 16 early on. So glad you could join us here from Phoenix. Barry Butel, Paul Coro, and Kate Longworth. Frayer. Sawyer in the game for the Lancers. Blackshear stepping back up over the top to Midgard. Back to Blackshear. Oh, careful.
Oh, right in front of the bench, drives CBU crazy with
Labor looking to move, big right hand. Doesn't go. Midgard taps it in.
That's where they want to shift this rebounding problem over to giving themselves second chance opportunities. Midgard just stays with the play and gets the tip in. Now, on this other end, they need to start controlling Thomas. He's already above his season average for rebounds.
Oh, did you see that with the big hammer? Down the side.
Labor again working the jump hook, but Midgard working the baseline to slip in there, reading where the ball's going to come off. Using one hand to fend off Gak and one hand to
beauty right there on the inbound to Gak. Somebody let him sneak in that back door. Frayer, Blackshear. Quickly around the perimeter. Gets it to Midgard. The tip. Lots of dribbling there. Too much. Travel.
Yeah, that's a tough call for here, but there's Midgard gets caught up out on the perimeter. Gak, athletic big man, can beat him to the paint with 2 steps.
5 turnovers for GCU. They had 8, right, last night total. Lopes looking to extend their winning streak to 10 now. They sit at 9. And the Lancers are giving them all they can handle here early on. Knotted at 18. Gonzaga sitting at 25. Belmont at 21. Scott Drew and the Baylor Bears at 17. UC Santa Barbara with 11. Bellarmine at 10.
Pretty good when one brother tandem hasn't lost in a calendar year.
That's gotta be
Bryce and Scott Drew.
Yeah.
Homer Drew still hasn't lost a game this year either.
That's
Their
true.
dad.
Homer is definitely.
Homer Drew's relocated here to Phoenix to be around Bryce Drew and his daughter and son-in-law Casey Shaw and their grandkids. And nice to have a Hall of Fame coach around for his input and influence.
Yeah, right. His influence in a lot more than basketball too. As far as extending the Christian mission of this university. Rowell stopping. Oh, just beyond the extended arms, finds Gak. Gak trying to make his presence known, and he does.
Well, that was a tough shot because Midgard did a good job of keeping him far outside on the post, and he had to throw up a long bank hook.
7 points, 3 of 3 from the field is Gak. Fouled out last night, but picked up the double-double, had 12 points. Up over the top to Laver. Looked at Midgard, but Laver is going to muscle his way. Didn't get it. He still fights it. Got some room. Gak's going to be called for the foul.
Kept working at it, but I think Laver made it a little harder on himself by going into Gak. Gak was laying off him. Laver can just take that jump shot.
Laver at the line. 4 of 8 last night from the free throw line.
It's becoming a little bit of a repeat of what was going on early in last night's game about the guys that are creating offense for each team. Gak had 10 early points last night. He's got 7 tonight. And the Lopes offense was scuffling a little bit early until Alessandro Laver got him going with some points, and he's now at the line trying to get up to 6.
Gak picked up his second there, so he's going to take a seat.
We got a Dima Zador appearance here. Dima Zador's had some limited time throughout the season because of had an ankle injury when they were on the road in their WAC opener. Had to rehab that, but he's a 6'10" athletic big man who transferred from Weber State and gives them a different look on the front line with how well he runs the floor and can rebound, but still has some offensive touch.
Scott Williams, he liked what he saw early on before the ankle injury. Good to see him on the floor. Rao, the floater up high, in and out. Wade.
Well, that's what he's in there for, is to try to stop this offensive rebound, and there's another one right there. See Liam Lloyd in there reaching.
Got a little of the arm, I guess.
Got some pause in there a couple times. They're not going to give the benefit of the doubt to the little guy.
56% free throw shooter. Gets the back in. Lancers up by 3 now. Starters for the Lopes getting a bit of a breather. Quickly to McLaughlin on a nice pass, but not enough to push it in. The Lancers. Oh, McLaughlin's going to run into him. Timeout on the floor.
It's a great pass by McMillan. It's probably a little frustration from McLaughlin there after the miss, trying to create something and bumps him from behind.
So the Lopes, who looked pretty sharp early on, they came out guns a-blazing, but the Lancers have battled back. Gax looked pretty good here for the Lancers. Rowell still hasn't really been heard from as of yet, but so far, again, we expected the Lancers to kind of respond after a 10-point loss last night.
Yeah, they definitely have energy-wise. You can see it with the crashing of the boards. Thomas has been a big problem there, getting a lot of second chances. CBU didn't come out shooting the lights out, but when you give them that many extra opportunities,
it's going to work in their favor. Lopes have been sloppy with the ball too, making only 8 turnovers last night was one of the benefits. This is a CBU team that doesn't put a lot of defensive pressure on you, so the Lopes are creating their own problems right now.
Well, the Lopes are also draining some threes here early on that put them ahead early before the Lancers storm back.
Yeah, that was a great pick and pop, and they'd love to see more of that where Alessandro Leber is wide open. 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Oscar Freire had one early too. And that was, but the Lopes need to find something else offensively too, and they know they want to have the offense predicated on the post, and they haven't been able to get down there much. That's why they're behind right now, 21-18, because they've only got 6 of those points in the paint.
For every 3-point shot that GCU makes, Copper State Credit Union will make a donation to the Students Inspiring Student Scholarship. For more information, please go to giving.gcu.edu.
Interesting that Bryce Drew's gone a little bit deeper in the rotation tonight, trying a few things to get this momentum turned and get some energy out of his team. Demon Zador, Liam Lloyd, some extended minutes for Sean Miller-Moore. Just trying to find that mix that's going to change momentum. And as always, if the jacket's off, Bryce Drew means business. It's off early in the game tonight.
Starters back on the floor for the Lopes. Raul looking for his first point. 4 of 12 last night, 0 for 3. Here tonight, early on. Off the mark on the 3.
Blackshear shot up there like a rocket to challenge that.
Dixon hustled to the corner. Blackshear finds Freire. Freire looked down low. Plays catch. Now he finds Lever. Top of the key. Look at the drive. Left hand goes right. Big hook. Doesn't go, but man, big hustle there by Lever. Let the Lancers come up with it.
Pretty move by Lever. Just needs that finish. Good shot though.
Wade with the floater. Too heavy. Under 7 to go. Opening half. That scoreboard worked on. It's 21-18 CBU over GCU. Long distance. Good!
That's what they love to do, and operate out of the middle like that. When Lever can get to that pocket in the high post, then he can either take that turn around, take that open 15-footer, or deliver in different directions. That time he finds Blackshear in the corner.
Blackshear on the board. Foul.
See, they're going to leave Blackshear right there, or Lever right there, and he just whips that pass out to Blackshear, who's spotted up right in the corner with lots of space right in front of him, 5 feet there. And you like to see Blackshear hitting some shots early. A lot of games he's been warming up and having better second halves, but if he can see some go down early, that's his first one tonight. He's 1 of 4.
Armstrong called for the foul. Blackshear to Freire, plays catch now. Down low, Lever. Kick back out. Good ball move. Freire drives, kicked out. Blackshear back to back. How about it? Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he's feeling it now. It all started with that pass to the middle. Lever sets it up and they swing it around. Freire gets it back out to Blackshear.
Thomas. Armstrong, long through. In and out. Midgard up to grab it. Blackshear streaks up the field. Back to Midgard. Leads for Dixon. Got Freire. Quick look down low. Midgard trying to get free. Lever comes out. Up over the top. There you go. Midgard swarmed by a sea of Lancers. Kick back out. Open look. Dixon. Oh, not there. Kicked out. Nice play, Alessandro Lever. Driving baseline. Careful. And a little toss there. Down in the corner. Dixon for 3. Ooh, that doesn't go. And here come the Lancers. Scrambling after that first attempt. In the corner, Carbone throws up the 3. Made that look easy.
Yeah, Oscar Freire puts his hands up because he knows that's on him. Carbone does nothing but take threes when he comes in the game, and Freire wasn't ready for it.
Carbone already matches his total from last night. Lever, like that spot last night. Why not do it again tonight?
There you go. You don't always have to pass out of it. If they're just going to leave you there at 15 feet, that's a free throw.
Under 5 to go. Raul. Lopes back up by 2. Stops, pops, Raul. And he's on the board. Timeout, Coach Croy. Well, chatting it over with Thomas. Thomas with 10 rebounds. His career high is 12.
It's amazing. He averages about 6.5 on the season. This game's such a key game. There's so little time left in the season. After this one, the Lopes only have 4 regular season games left. So if they could move to 8-0 tonight, it's just such an awkward race because UTRGV's behind on games so much. It's a quality team, but you just don't know what they can mix up. And the WAC's trying to figure out, formulas as far as how you calculate this with not something beyond winning percentage. You want to penalize teams that have played more games and lose. But you also don't want to hold it against UTRGV for some very unfortunate circumstances that they've only played 2 games. But Utah Valley, that's one to watch. They had a big win against New Mexico State last night. Yep. They'll play them again tonight, and they come here to end the season in 2 weeks. And that could, if that loss column stays at 2, that could be the one that decides the crown.
Locksher to Laver. Leaves it for Frayer. 6 ties tonight. Early on, opening half. Midgard. Turns. Left hand doesn't go. Again, it's pushed out by Laver. That right jab working. Quickly to Midgard. Look at that. Sea of Lancers up over the top.
And Oscar Frayer is becoming Ash Midgard's best friend. He whips in those post passes to him without even thinking. They're not looking for a shot. He knows Midgard can do more damage from 3 feet.
Nottage. Sawyer. Big man moves left. Hit a 3 last night. Trying to take the feedback from Carbone. And out of bounds it goes. Timeout on the floor. Lopes up by 2.
Look at that pass, beating him there, and that's nobody can. They're just hanging off him, falling off him. That's why he's #1 in the nation field goal percentage.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss. Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
I would say to anybody considering maybe skipping graduation to spend a long time thinking about participating. I think it's a great opportunity to really take advantage of a moment that you only get once in your life. It's an opportunity to really experience something that highlights all the hard work that you've put in.
Not very many people get to experience that in their life. It's such an honor and a privilege to be able to do that, and I think the memories that come out of that are just incredible.
Herff Jones, by your side.
Well, as we take a look at our USAA athletic calendar, let me just say it was a busy day for GCU athletics after 11 total events took place today for sports across campus and traveling. And it continues tomorrow. Baseball up against Missouri one more time as they look for perhaps a series sweep. They're still in action right now in that doubleheader. Meanwhile, softball in action at UC San Diego. And on Monday and Tuesday, women's volleyball is at UTRGV. Meanwhile, men's golf is at California Baptist. And on Wednesday, men's swim and diving heading to the WAC championship. And coming up in just 3 minutes and 55 seconds. How do you like that? We'll check in with Coach Drew to get his thoughts on the team's first half. Obviously, it's a close one right now with California Baptist. These two teams had just 24 hours to adjust, make any adjustments they needed to after last night's game. So we'll see how Coach is feeling. His team has responded so far in this first half. That's all coming up at halftime.
Look forward to that.
Lopes taking much better control of the ball. Now they got CBU out of that zone once they figured got to solve that one real quick with the high post.
Laver Frayer moves left, drives baseline, floater. Ooh, short. Lancers pick it up. Wade.
Frayer wanted a little contact on that, but boy, he smoked him off the dribble.
Dixon on Brown. Moves left, bounce pass. Wade hooping a harm there. Midgard called for the foul. His first.
Quick roll by Wade, just beat Midgard to the spot. Rau's such a good left-handed, feeds it over. Midgard can't get over there quick enough. CBU bigs really stepping up this game from between Thomas's 10 rebounds and Wade now up, missing that, but still at 7 points.
Wade 1 of 3 from the line. Fletcher moves left, hands it to Laver. Dixon moved right, left, up off the glass.
Buckled Armstrong's ankles a little bit on that one with that move. You saw the Euro from him last night, now he drops this.
See the confidence, lost it, Nottage. Good pressure there by Frayer. Dixon, kicked out to Blacksher, under 3 to go. Frayer. Dixon looks right, up over the top, Laver grabs with the left hand, turns to the bucket. He's gonna feed it back to Dixon. Dixon looking again. 10 on the shot clock, counting down Frayer. Frayer, bounce pass, ooh. Wade got a hand on it, Midgard. It's pretty tight by the Lancers. Dixon trying to find Midgard in, and that was the best D that we've seen from the Lancers. They shut it down. Armstrong stops, pops. Not there, nobody underneath except Midgard.
Lopes fortunate, they almost got caught and given up a transition 3 again, but the pass was off the mark, so Armstrong had to take it in.
Midgard with 5 points and 9 rebounds. Blacksher. Frayer, wide open look for 3. Big rebound. Pushed out. It'll be the Lancers off of Laver.
It was a clean look, but the switch had Midgard with a huge mismatch down on the post below him if he had seen it.
Looks 5 of 11 now from the arc. Now the Lancers 2 of 8. Midgard out. McLaughlin in. Sean Miller-Moore in for Frayer. McMillan in too. Dixon.
Boy, there they calling that on Blacksher. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. He's just running over the screen. He didn't run through him.
Second on Javon.
He's obviously going around him.
Everybody was looking back wondering what the call was about. Rao was 2 of 5 from the line last night.
This has a real similar feel and pace and flavor to last night. GCU led at halftime 34-30 yesterday, and we're sitting here at 30-30 with 1:40 to go.
8th time in this opening half, the game's been tied. Sean Miller-Moore to the right in front of the Lancers bench. McMillan, smooth. McLaughlin turns. Back out to Chance. Chance with a very long 3. Off the mark. Rebound. Sean Miller-Moore underneath. Looking to weave his way off the glass. Doesn't go. Tip back doesn't go. McLaughlin's there. Foul's going to be committed.
GCU deserves some points somewhere there. There was effort all over the place. Could go to anybody there. There was Sean Miller-Moore's effort. When this ball goes up, what a great one-handed rebound. He's patient enough to go the other side, works the spot, doesn't go to. There's Chance McMillan crashing from the perimeter, and then Gabe McLaughlin batting it around. Just that's what Bryce Drew's probably been hammering him about when they were giving up so many offensive rebounds earlier. Now they're becoming that team on the other end, and that's something that they want their identity to be. When you have Alessandro Laver talking about being a rebounding team, you've done your job as a coach. Lopes have 10 offensive rebounds now. So change that talk about CBU having success with second chances. That's the Lopes favor now.
Sawyer picked up the foul for the Lancers. Rao. I wonder how many miles he logs on the court. He just like weaves. That's a long 3. In and out. Big rebound underneath. That's Thomas. Yeah, he tried.
Good job by Sean Miller-Moore. Might have pulled the chair on him a little bit there as he tried to bowl his way in.
7 turnovers for the Lancers.
Troy's animated.
He is.
Whether it's first minute, last minute, Tuesday, Friday. He worked them.
McLaughlin called his 3rd.
Now he's going to hear it from Bryce Drew at the other end. You don't win any favors with like makeup calls. You're going to get it from the other coach after that. Sean Miller Moore with a good catch. Yeah, you can just see Gabe McLaughlin with both hands out wide, doing an airplane there on 2 Lancers.
39.3 left to go. Lopes up by 1.
Problem is that's McLaughlin's 3rd foul.
It is, yes. Wow. Nottage stops beyond the arc. Doesn't go.
This could be a tired team. CBU had to go through a lot last night. They play a short rotation. They were 6 of 19 last night. They're shooting. I feel like they got better looks at threes in the first half tonight, yet they're only 2 of 10.
Very similar score at halftime.
Hit a 3 here and they'll match it.
They'll match it, yeah. Laver backing in, back to Blackshirt. How about it? Yeah! I'm glad when they listen.
Right on command.
Yep. 34-30 halftime score.
You ask for a 3, you shall receive it.
Love it. 6 of 13 from the arc ball.
That's great shooting. Laver backs him down, and even Nottage is a bigger guy too on Nuna. The guy they call Nuna gets it off. Just that little step back creates space.
So the Lopes up over the Lancers 34-30, identical score from last night as well. Let's send it down to Kate Longworth.
All right, thank you. Well, Coach, it's kind of having a little bit of a deja vu feel. Same time, same place, same 2 teams, and looking kind of like the same rhythm. I know you've said in the past with these back-to-back games, Friday's kind of the night you get the look at the team, and Saturday you make those adjustments. So how do you feel that this first half has played out for your Lopes?
Not good. We're fortunate to have a 4-point lead right now. They played better than us in the first half, and we got to come out much better in the second half.
I know you had a message for your team last night. You talked about stepping up on defense and coming out, kind of stretching that lead in the second half. It paid off. What will the message to the team be today, and how do you go out there and kind of silence their big men and let your big men take over?
We're usually the more physical team. Right now they're more physical, and it's really disappointing. So we're going to go talk about that in the locker room. Hopefully we'll come out and be much stronger in the paint and much better on our ball screen coverage.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, well, we will be back with the Lopes halftime show coming your way here on Fox 10 Extra. But if you were with us last night, you might be thinking, wait, this looks a little familiar. That's right. The Lopes had the 34-30 lead over California Baptist last night. That's the score here at the break. We know how it played out last night. What will happen tonight? You got to stay with us. We'll be right back.
Time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
When the going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
I'm Montana, joined with Gabe from men's basketball. He's got some tea on his teammates, gonna expose him a little. This is most likely. Most likely to be a heartbreaker.
A heartbreaker? Shoot, that's a tough one. I'd have to say, honestly, it'd probably be me. Not gonna lie.
Most likely to be on Instagram Live.
Instagram Live, Mikey Dixon. I see that notification pop up on my phone so many times during the day.
Most likely to be a drama queen.
Drama queen.
I think it's you.
Me? I don't know. I mean, hey.
I like how dramatic he's being. Most likely to go on Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars, I'd say Jaden Stone, just because he got the moves. Or Ruggsy. Ruggsy got the moves and the like pizzazz that he wants to show. Just see him in the morning weight room sessions. Always dancing up, throwing something.
Most likely to marry a supermodel.
Most likely to marry a supermodel. I'd say Liam Lloyd, just because. Rafe would be there too, but I mean, just, I don't know. gotta show Rafe some love, but I mean.
Sorry, Rafe.
Sorry, Rafe.
Most likely to go on American Idol.
American Idol? Shoot, it'd probably be me. I mean, I'm the one singing. I mean, I'm not a good singer. See, I can't even hit it. It's just.
Most likely to be famous for something other than basketball.
Ash Midgard for being tall, 7 foot. I mean, hey.
You're just as famous
You just
for
got it.
being
You just
tall.
got it. You just got it. Yeah.
You guys are all tall.
But he's tall. Like he's up in the redwood trees, all that stuff.
All right, let's go. Let's get it.
Well, if you follow basketball in the Valley, you know Gabe McLaughlin. Get a chance to know the freshman a little bit better, but he is, of course, the pride and joy out of Gilbert after playing at Basha High School. And it sounds like after his basketball career, he might have a career on American Idol, too. Who knows? But we are singing to a tune of a 34-30 game here, GCU over California Baptist. And if you can't be in the stands tonight with the limited crowd due to the COVID era, you could still be a part of the action. That's right. Make sure you have the Lopes Nation app, and then try the mobile scratchers presented by Easy 1040 on that app for a chance to win a GCU fan pack. And then everyone who plays will automatically be entered to win a new 55-inch TV or an iPad from Easy 1040. Well, tonight it is God Bless America night, but amidst this red and blue and white, well, there's a lot of purple cheering on the Lopes, hoping they can keep streaking. It's a 9-game winning streak on the line. We'll see what happens in the second half. But first, we're going to recap that first half. Highlights and stats are coming your way right after this quick break.
At Tire Pros, we know your time is valuable.
And spending time with family and friends is what really matters.
Our customers are the core of our business.
That's why we make buying tires and auto service hassle-free.
Our certified technicians will keep your car running smoothly.
So you can spend your time the way that you want.
Find a convenient location near you at TirePros of Arizona.com.
Hassle-free guaranteed.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Lopes over the Lancers at the half, 34-30. Harry Vitale alongside Paul Coro back at GCU Arena. Well, that was probably the most fired up I've seen Coach Drew at halftime with Kate. I mean, he obviously went in that room, and he wants a more physical team here in the second half.
Yeah, that's the brand that they want to have. They have the bigs to do it, so I think he's a little disappointed. You look at those 10 offensive rebounds. Those are glaring. CBU getting 16 points of the paint. That's a big chunk for a team that doesn't play that type of game. They've been able to either drive in there or get some rolls.
Let's take a look at our first half highlights, brought to you by the Arizona Leadership Foundation.
Well, there's Alessandro Lever. He has that Reed Nottage mismatch again this game, just like he did last night, so he can go into the post with it, and then Nottage gets caught way down in the paint. You can't do that with Alessandro Lever. He'll burn you on those threes. And then when CBU went to zone, they just picked up hard at the middle spot. Either Lever was delivering passes out to the perimeter or knocking down that open free throw shot. That's when Blackshear got going, when Lever found him in the corner for a three, and then he felt it and took another one outside. He's got 9 points on 3 of 5 3-point shooting. That one was the toughest of all, though. A step back against a bigger guy. It's good to see him feeling good with a shot like that to put GCU at 6 of 13 in the half for threes. CBU just 2 of 10. They were 6 of 19 last night. Came into this weekend 41% as a team as 3-point shooters, ranked second in the nation. That's 8 for 29 over the 2 games. That's a great job by the guards to deny those.
That is your first half stats, brought to you by Commonwealth Insurance, the way insurance should be, with the Lopes up by 4 at the half. Kate will be back with more from GCU Arena in Phoenix. It's halftime.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment. Walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah, and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren, and I graduated in 2016.
Perf Jones, by your side.
The temperature scanning kiosk from Pacific Office Automation is an easy-to-use, attendant-free device that quickly checks a person's temperature anytime, anywhere. You can now provide peace of mind at schools and universities, grocery stores, restaurants, nursing homes, medical clinics, sporting events, offices, private gatherings, and more. Look to us to help you reduce the risk and be safe. Visit PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
The sun has set on the desert, but the heat is on inside GCU Arena right now. The Lopes with a 4-point lead at the break over California Baptist in this game 2 of back-to-back action. The Lopes were shooting 39% in the first half. Blackshear leading the way with 9 points. He's leading scorer in all of the game right now. Meanwhile, the big guys registering as well. Lever with 7, Midgard 5. Mikey Dixon also trying to show some senior leadership with 5 to his name. On the other side, perhaps no surprise there, Wade and Gak leading the way with 7. Nottage right behind him with 5. Well, at the break, Coach Drew said he needs to see a little bit more presence from his team. What was the message at halftime? Well, just show up on defense and maybe it'll pay off just like it did last night. We'll find out as the game continues. Coming your way with more men's hoop action right after this quick break here on Fox 10 Extra.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
At Raising Cane's, we know quality takes time, patience, and the best ingredients, which is why every chicken finger we serve is hand battered and cooked to order just for you. We never take shortcuts. That doesn't mean you can't. Introducing an even faster and easier way to order Cane's with our new app. Find your closest restaurant, customize your meal, pay, and schedule pickup. So next time, take it easy and order with the Raising Cane's app.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Back at GCU Arena, where USAA presents GCU basketball on God Bless America Night here in Phoenix. 34-30 is the score. The Lopes over the Lancers. Our sweet play of the half brought to you by Sweet James. How about a deja vu from beyond the arc?
Yeah, we had deja vu with Blackshear ending the half last night with a steal and layup like he did against ASU. And tonight he matches last night's score at the end of the half with a step back three over the bigger Nottage. His third three already of the game, giving him 9 points in the first half and giving the Lopes a 34-30 lead once again. This is not an encore presentation of GCU CBU basketball. This is a brand new game, believe it or not. This is just 34-30 again at halftime. If it's the same result in the second half as last night, then everybody's fine with it.
Sure. Part of the audience, I'm sure, will be fine with it. So obviously Coach Drew is going in the room to talk about playing a lot more physical. He also wasn't happy with, he wants better ball screen coverage as well.
Yeah, it looks like the guards have still kept to, working hard to get over the top of the screens, but the roll coverage has not been good at all with either the bigs help or the guards chase. And we've seen some transition defense problems too. They got lucky a couple times on leaving guys open on threes. But he definitely wants a more physical effort, giving up 10 offensive rebounds. And how about Elijah Thomas in the first half, the St. Mary's transfer who grew up here and went to Sunrise Mountain in Peoria. We thought he would want to come in here and have a big game in his hometown, and he saved it for tonight. He averages 5.7 rebounds on the season, and he has 11 in the first half.
One away from his career high. Tying that 12. Whole half to go. Inbound from the Lancers, and we're underway. It's to Rowell. Rowell working on Dixon. Fake left, over the top to Gap. Gap looking down. Nottage covered heavily. Gives it to Rowell. Rowell stops, little floater, and it drops. Blackshear might even got a little hand on that, but it still dropped.
Yeah, such a smart player, gets around on the roll and kind of picks that spot. He knows Midgard's not going to come too far out, so he lets the floater go without getting in range where he can block it.
Klaver drives towards the baseline. Pick back out. Blackshear puts it on the floor. Now to Frayer. Frayer back to Blackshear. He's beyond the arc in the corner in front of the Lopes bench. Frayer looks to Dixon. 7 on the shot clock. 6. Oh, Bryce Drew takes it. I'm sure he's pleased with that pass.
Yeah, I haven't seen him shoot in a while, but I'm sure he still got it. Just not a good time for that.
Yeah, especially after that halftime speech that I'm sure Coach had with this club. And that was their first possession of the second half. Wow. Jack takes it from Nottage. Jack looking to move on Midgard. Bouncing off of him. Armstrong. Look for some opening. Gak gave him a little bit of room. Off of Gak's fingertips on the rebound. Quickly up. Bounce pass. Dixon off the window and doesn't go. But Dixon there.
5 Lancer jerseys and wow. Mikey Dixon goes and gets the ball back. That's got to drive Rick Croy crazy.
Thomas with the turnover. Bringing it up. Bam! Thomas ties it up at 34.
What a play. He's having a game tonight. He's been killing him on the boards, and what a great poke and steal dunk getaway for the Sunrise Mountain product.
9th time the game's been tied. Quick 4 points to begin the half by the Lancers. Blackshear. Dixon up over the top to Midgard. Midgard pushes it back out. Dixon for 3. Bam! They needed it.
Yeah, there's that. When they're going to play catch over there, they're just picking their spot. And that time Mikey Dixon once again got left in the corner. We saw that in the first half one time. Now he's got 2 threes and 8 points.
Rao moves left. Dixon's on him. Step back, short. Good D there by Dixon.
Right about that, made him fade away down there.
Blackshear looks for Dixon. Dixon, a little bit of a hot hand early. High, doesn't go. Loose ball, fortuitous. Blackshear. Midgard wants it. Gives it back to Blackshear. Feeds it down low. Off the glass.
He buried him in the paint. Before he even got the ball, he just backed him down about 5 feet.
11 assists on 14 field goals for the Lopes. Foul on the Lancers.
They're in danger of losing a little bit of momentum here when Thomas got the high steal on the pass back up top and the dunk breakaway, but a good answer by the Lopes. The Mikey Dixon 3 in the corner from Midgard, and then Midgard goes to work on Gak. That's just too much muscle for Gak to handle. He kept backing him down, and now Thomas is going to the training table.
5-0 run now for GCU. Stops, pops, Blackshear, heavy, rebound, Lancer. Armstrong is called for that foul. Bringing it up. Loose ball underneath, takes it back. Little floater up over the top of Freyer and doesn't get the bounce.
He didn't get the block, but he got the scare there. Freyer made him miss that shot.
Midgard leaves it there. Dixon. Up over the top to Midgard, looking at big right hand, and it drops.
Oh, that's where the big man's touch is so nice. He's not as deep on the post as usual, but he's up to 9 points now with that one and 10 boards, nearing another double. He had his 7th last night, very close to his 8th.
7-0 run for GCU, and Croy calls the timeout. Let's send it down to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, as you know, February is Black History Month, in which we remember and celebrate important people in African American history. And on the GCU campus, one name that is celebrated throughout this month and every day is T.C. Dean, who became the first African American graduate at GCU back in 1959. It all started when Coach Brazel knocked on his door, complimented his rebounding, and asked him to join the team. And Big T let his presence be known during very different times here in Arizona. He said he always felt supported in the Lopes uniform, but we know it couldn't have been as easy as he made it look as he led his team on a 20-0 finish his senior year. And he is missed right now because he's a fixture at these games. We're happy to have his cutout here. But Paul, I know you get to check in with him. How's he doing? And we hope to see him out here soon when it's safe.
Yeah, that's my guy, TC right there. Love that guy. Hall of Famer in a lot of ways. Not just a great basketball player, but that man went on to work in Phoenix schools for a half century as an educator and became principal at the same schools that he went to growing up. Just a great man, and he's dying not being here. He wants to be here so bad. He's chomping at the bit. I know he's watching right now, so we're thinking of you, TCD. We can't wait till you're back in your front row seat.
It was a pleasure to MC the Hall of Fame inductions, and TC owned the crowd. But those numbers are incredible. 18 points a game and then 17 rebounds. He averaged 17 rebounds a game.
And it's just another part of the Dave Brazel legacy. He was the basketball coach at that time, and he was the one who recruited T.C. Dean. So on top of everything Brazel did from an education and baseball standpoint at the school, he integrated the school as well.
So many people like T.C. Dean and Coach Brazel setting that foundation at GCU that's built off of solid ground the pillars are based on.
Freyer really digging into Rao now. I think he's taking to heart the bench message right now. He's going to harass Rao as much as he can because he's the one that's setting everything up for CBU.
He's on him like glue. Rao, Freyer. Tap back doesn't go. Lancers, fresh 20. Thomas, short period there. He's all alone. Playing catch there. Rao comes back out. 10 on the shot clock, 9. Hey, looking for some help from Wade. Raul, Freier's on him. Doesn't go. Pulled down by Freier.
What defense by Oscar Freier. Made him miss both times and gets the board. Midgard did a great job of showing a little bit on the big on the roll there too.
Oh, sweet feed from Freier to Midgard. Oh, but he gets his pocket picked by Carbone, but we have a foul.
Yeah, you can see the frustration there. He wants to immediately get it back after taking away from, but Oscar Freier having a couple big defensive plays to help keep the Lopes up by 7 with 15:30 to go.
When the going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss, Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
GCU basketball is brought to you in part by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. By Herff Jones, by your side. By Community Tire Pros, serving Arizona since 1945. And by Talking Stick Resort, play in style. Lopes playing with a little style here. They have opened up a 7-0 run over the last 240. After the Lancers evened it up at 34 to begin the half. They have now been on a scoring drop for close to 3 minutes.
We saw the early substitutions in the first half, but so far he's gone with the starters all the way, but we're going to see a little bit of Chance McMillan joining them for right now after Oscar Freier did such a good job harassing Raul. I think they want to keep a fresh body on him. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chance McMillan now on Raul. He's tried to be more active this half with shots. He's already taken 4 in the second half. Well, it's going to be Sean Miller-Moore who's now in the game also, and that's the same type of defense. Look at him picking him up full court right now.
Nottage tried to offer a little bit of support there. Takes it back from Raul. A little more on him. Look at some screens there now, the Lancers, and the fortuitous bounce by Gak.
Gak put a little extra into Midgard. He hasn't been able to move Midgard back on those post-ups. That time he shoved him back.
Millen, Labor. Midgard. Double team down there. Sean Miller-Moore. Doesn't get the bounce. Midgard tried to push it off the board. Picked up by Carbone. A little surprised about Midgard down low there, not winning those battles. Long distance, and Raul drains it.
Yeah, just thankful to have some space. He's going to let that one go. Hasn't got a lot of chance. He's trying to be more active. Definitely putting up his 5th shot this second half. CBU with a short rotation. You wonder how long they can sustain this effort with they've had to have over the 2 nights.
Credit Coach Croy. Team coming out of the break. Narrowed it to 2. Labor. McMillan. Back to Labor. Labor backs up. Threads the needle. Oh, doesn't go. Gak might have got a fingertip on that.
Great help. Anticipating that Labor was going to go down on the block on the mismatch.
Gak. Sean Miller-Moore, little floater, doesn't drop.
Like Armstrong wanted to call there, but it looked like pretty good defense from Miller-Moore to force the miss.
Wathen at the scorer's table. He's got 3 personal fouls, about ready to check in. Sean Miller-Moore down to Labor. Labor drives baseline. Weaving his way through, lost the ball. No call. He's looking for it. Over the top, Gak on Midgard. Charged. Ooh.
Good job by Midgard. I'm not sure Gak can knock Midgard down.
Not so sure either.
But that's a vet move by Asbjorn. You know, Gak just threw his body into him on the play before, so he was going to try it again. So Midgard just goes with the contact.
LeBron's proud.
This team works on taking charges. Doesn't matter if you're the big guy or the little guy. They all like going to the floor. You notice they all run it over to help each other up too. Anytime you see a Lope on the floor, usually 4 teammates are dashing over to make sure they help him up.
Blackshear. Dixon. McLaughlin near side to Blackshear. Comes out, drives into the paint, step back. Freya down low to Midgard. Oh, Gak's there. Turnaround. Bam!
Yeah, Midgard was working that whole possession on that right block for that opportunity. He was able to get the dip in right there and use his body to power in.
11 points, 11 rebounds for the big man. 8th double-double of the season for Midgard.
You can see him even off ball. He's looking for that opportunity. The ball was on the opposite side, but you could see him tracking it as he stepped 1 foot in the paint, and when they came that side, he dipped all the way in, and there's just too much. We saw it last night in the second half where he just wore Gak down, and Gak got in foul trouble, eventually fouled out between trying to handle him and Laver.
Thomas the inbound to Raul. Dixon's on him. Trying to free him up. And again!
That was easier than the first one.
Look what's going down here. 4, is that 4 on Gak? Yeah.
2 nights in a row, Gak with the foul troubles. Last night it was defensively. This time, 2 offensive charges in a row, both taken by Midgard. That one I wouldn't blame Midgard for going down. That was that where he lunged a full shoulder into that one.
Another 12 and a half to go. Second half. Lopes up by 4. Freya drives.
Oscar Freya, the rim slayer.
I heard the whistle.
Bryce Drew was so upset with this play because they didn't get into the set that they needed to, but Oscar Freya has a way of fixing things with that ability right there. A couple steps into the paint, and then he's launched for takeoff.
I heard the whistle before he set off in launch mode there. Oscar looking sharp, right? I mean, defensively, and McLaughlin. 4 on him.
Yeah, we'll probably go to the bench too, although we saw Drew stick with him with the 4 fouls a little bit last night at this same point of the game. But yeah, you're right. Oscar Freya last night went over 30 minutes for the first time this season. After the season off, his conditioning has just got better and better. And boy, he did so many good things out there last night in different categories. Blocking shots, making steals, hitting the boards, and feeding the posts.
Round to Nottage, near side. Peel away, turnaround jumper, good. Nice bucket by Nottage.
Nottage starting to get a little bit more involved. He hasn't been able to get off many shots tonight. He's just 3 of 5.
Blackshear. Far side to Dixon. Blackshear kicks back to McLaughlin. Up over the top, Midgard, but Wade pushes it out.
Yeah, good active hands from Wade to get around there quick enough without fouling to deflect it out of bounds.
11:37 to go in the second half. The Lopes lead is 4 over the Lancers on a beautiful night in Phoenix.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Asborn Midgard doing it again, back-to-back nights. Had his 7th double-double last night, and his 8th.
It's amazing what he's done this season in a primary role for the first time in his career. His 14 best scoring games of his career have all come this season for GCU. But he's just more than that too, because he controls the boards. He's the defensive force underneath the rim protector, blocking shots for them as well, being a vocal leader for the team that he's kind of been able to grow into that role too with all his experience, being around a winning program. And he taking charges too. Getting Gak on the bench by taking those last 2 charges was probably one of the biggest plays of the second half, or at least a sequence of plays.
Take a breather. Laughlin remains on the court. Fryer, Dixon, Blacksher, and Laver. Lopes will inbound, Blacksher. 11 on the shot clock. Pushed out to Fryer. Fryer quickly to Blacksher from the corner. Bam!
Oh, Javon Blacksher Jr.'s feeling it from the distance tonight. His 4th 3-pointer of the game. He's got 12. All of his points have come on threes.
7-point lead, GCU. Brown, he looks for 3. In and out. Lancers retain possession.
It's almost one of those where you don't mind it as a coach because there was so much effort on the rebound glass, and that's the only reason CBU ends up with it.
Wow, 4 of 12 last night, just 3 of 11 tonight. Timeout.
Mikey Dixon did a good job on that last one, chasing off the 3-point and getting a challenge on the shot. It's been an array of different guys, and like we spoke about a little while ago, they seem to be wanting to wear them down with different defenders. We've seen probably 3 different guys on Raul just in this half in only 9 minutes. But those guys are playing high minutes. You mentioned did you mention Raul playing 39 minutes last night, was it, Barry?
Yep.
He's already at 28, so he's pretty much played the whole game tonight again.
You mentioned Blacksher, all his buckets from beyond the arc. That's a career high 4 for Javon. 9 points last night, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and as you pointed out, just 1 turnover last night.
And that's something Javon has worked tirelessly on since last season. He really wants to get that perimeter shot improved. It's the next layer of his game to make him even more dangerous because he's got the floater, the drives, the playmaking. If he can hit that open 3-point shot regularly like he is tonight, it makes it extra dangerous.
He just had 1 turnover here tonight. Raul takes the feed, or took the ball over to Wade, and Wade misses. Under 11 to go.
I feel like that turnover was super early in the game, too, so he hasn't really had one.
Dixon, off the glass, look, parting of the sea.
He just kind of freezes in midair when he leaps. He just has such great body control. Goes with the left hand, and now he's got 10 points, double-digit scoring for 2 straight nights for Mikey Dixon.
Thomas. Wade moves right. Blacksher is all over. Armstrong. Nodic turns around, doesn't drop. McLaughlin with the rebound. That was tight deep.
See Nodic continually going into the paint.
Hey. Oh, off the mark, Dixon. Thomas. Dixon with that hot hand, they go to him. Doesn't hit. Nodic bounces around. Lancers peeling away. Thomas back to Raul. Long 3. That doesn't go. Nodic taps it in with the left hand.
Good effort, but you see CBU missed 2 more threes, and you just wonder if they're getting worn down or after 2 nights of this relentless perimeter pressure from GCU. They're 9 of 33 on 3-pointers over the 2 nights after being number 2 in the nation coming into the games.
13 rebounds for Thomas at a career high for the Phoenix native.
So many times this season, Mikey Dixon's had a big first game in the back-to-backs, and now he's really putting them together. Following up last night, and he's got these different, look at the hesitation, just kind of rides Raul on his back, so he's got to make or that wasn't Raul, that was Armstrong, but he's got to make a choice there. He's either going to take the foul or he's going to have to let him go when he keeps him on his back like that.
The lead is 7. Lopes 4 of their last 5 from the field. Send it down to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, heading into this wax season with the new format due to COVID with the back-to-back games, that was something Coach Drew and his coaching staff put a lot of time and emphasis in how the team would attack these games. Kind of going out Friday night like a scout game. Saturday, you make the adjustments. And he said they start preparing for Saturday's game the minute, you know, the buzzer sounds for that Friday night game. The coaches hit the film. The players are, you know, get that post-game meal, and then they're sent home. No real celebration, even if you get that victory on Friday night, because it's still game face until tonight. You come out and complete the job you started out to do this week, or, you know, 20 days ago, depending what the layoff looks like. But you can tell Coach Drew has put a lot of emphasis on it, and so far, paying off for the Lopes. We'll see how this one continues to go.
Definitely. Working hard. Gak's back on the court, by the way, with 4. Midgard with the travel. That's 12 turnovers so far for GCU. Carbone takes it back from Gak. Fires off the 2. Not there. Midgard with the rebound.
CBU can't find the stroke. 3 of 14 on threes tonight, even with some good looks in there.
Thomas called with a foul on Laver.
Lancers don't have a player in double figures tonight, and Rowell and Nottage have been both averaging 15 on the season.
Nottage, Gak, and Rowell, each with 9.
In fact, every one of their starters has been averaging in double figures on the season.
Frayer for 3. Carbone with the big rebound. Under 9 to go. Rowell. Kick back out, open look. Doesn't go for Nottage. Kicked out there by Thomas to Gak. He leaves to Rowell. Rowell. Under for Gak. Left-handed in, good.
What a look by Rowell there. Looked like he was going up for the shot and saw Gak under the rim for a better one. Bryce Drew getting frustrated there. There was a wide open 3 given up, and then another offensive rebound. 13 offensive rebounds for CBU tonight.
6 assists for Rowell. Midgard lost the handle. A couple of turnovers for Ashbourne here.
That was Casey Shaw warned them about that. Gak loves to reach around with that 7'5" wingspan and poke him from behind.
Blackshear called for the foul.
Nice to have third. Casey Shaw, 6'10" assistant coach, to work with these big men, Laver and Midgard. He's the brother-in-law of head coach Bryce Drew.
Yeah, during the pregame show, he was talking to Kate. Apparently Scott Williams trash talked Casey Shaw.
You don't believe that? Scott trash talks us.
I believe it, yeah.
It'd be great to have Scotty back here pretty soon.
As soon as the snow melts in Texas.
Yeah, the sun came out today in Texas, so that's a good
wonderful
start. Hopeful for all those people there.
That's just unreal. Okay, you got more on Casey Shaw?
Well, I love the story. First of all, Shaw was saying, you know, he went to 76ers and he was a rookie, and one of the first guys to talk to him, Scott Williams, and I'm like, oh, thinking there's going to be some words of wisdom. You know, Scott's obviously a great pal to all of us. And he said, yep, he started trash talking me. It was like, welcome to the big leagues, huh, guy? You know, welcome to the next show.
Oh, Kate, look at that. Mikey Dixon drains the 3.
How about the GCU three-point shooting tonight? That's 9 of 18 from beyond the arc for the Lopes.
Off the rim, loose ball. Chance McMillan's going to be called. 7:23, 53-46 is the score. And as you mentioned, the threes are working for GCU. 9 of 18 in the game to this point. While the Lancers, Paul, that was a lot of the talk, the long distance shooting beyond the arc with Rowell and Nottage that we were kind of anticipating raining threes, but it's been GCU.
Yeah, how about it really flipped tonight, and it's been because of the GCU starting backcourt. Those two guys, that's Mikey Dixon's third three-pointer right there, and Javon Blackshear Jr.'s hit 4 tonight. And there's Dixon setting up Laver earlier in the game. And that inside-out game really sets it up for the Lopes. Defenses have to suck down on Asbjorn Midtgaard and Alessandro Lever, and then you get the big screens from them without their up top. It's just and then when you try to zone them up, you can just pick them apart with the high post. The great part is we've seen 2 nights in a row the Lopes have been sharing the ball really well. You've seen a high rate of assists for the Lopes to their field goals. Tonight they have 20 field goals. 14 of them coming on assists. That's a great percentage number. And even the big men have been delivering. Lever and Midtgaard each with 3 assists. They're great passers for big men, so that's just another facet on top of how well all the guards pass.
Last night, as you see the graphic, 3 of 15. Tonight, 9 of 18. 5 of their last 7 of the Lopes. 2 of their last 10 is CBU. For every 3-point shot that GCU makes, Copper State Credit Union will be making a donation to the Students Inspiring Student Scholarship. For more information, please go to giving.gcu.edu.
It's about the same point in the game. About the same point in the game last night where we saw the Lopes starting to pull away in the second half. It seemed to wear them down, especially with the bigs. But tonight, hitting them with the big 3-point daggers instead.
And the Lopes looking to win their 10th straight, improving to 8-0 atop the Western Athletic Conference. We'll see how the last 7:23 pans out. Nottage takes it over to Carbone. Quick 3. Good.
Ooh, that guy's a slinger. That was a good set coming out of the timeout to get him a shot, even though Chance McMillan tried to get there.
Like the Brett Favre threes, man. He doesn't mind. Wherever he is, man, just throwing it. Midtgaard. Blackshear. Little floater that usually goes. Midtgaard with the rebound, a big right hand, and it doesn't go.
Tough break there. What hands? That ball was behind him, and he brought it in with his fingertip.
Wow. Nottage. Lever with that left hand. Jack comes out. Carbone. Stay tight on him. McMillan. Dixon tight on Rao. Back out to Nottage. 6 on the shot clock. Underhand high off the glass and in.
Yeah, they found the switch, the matchup there. Midtgaard had to try to guard Nottage from the perimeter. That's a 20-foot race that he's not going to win.
Lancers come out of the break looking sharp. Coach Drew wants a timeout. 6:26 to go, and the lead for GCU is shrunk to 2.
Yeah, there you can see Dixon following the play, and that's Midtgaard out there. That's not his strength. Perimeter defense, trying to guard somebody off the dribble like Nottage that can handle it. Somebody has to give him a little bit of help there. Blackshear kind of took a stab at it, didn't want to foul. Left Midtgaard on his own to maybe try to catch it from behind with his size, but couldn't get there. You see CBU just before that finally drop one of their threes on a set play. You wonder if that's going to be the tip of the iceberg to find their strokes from 3-point distance, because that gets them back in the game in a hurry. That 7-point lead got down to 2 in a matter of seconds.
Let's send it down to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, our partner in crime, Scott Williams, not under the weather, just delayed due to weather in Texas, but he's joining us on the game, following along online, and he just texted, Lever getting that bucket there, but he just texted that it was Jordan who taught him the trash talking. So I guess if MJ's going to do it, Scott Williams can too.
Yeah, Jordan was a terrible influence on Scott. Armstrong, a little floater, doesn't drop after Lever got the bucket. Lead is 4. Dixon.
He learned that trash talk because he was on the wrong side of it probably a lot.
But practices were fun. Oh, boy, I thought that was going out. Frayer stops, pops. Ooh, that's off the mark. Rowell. 5.5 to go. He looks for the long pass.
Gak just outruns everybody down the court.
Saw that with the Lopes last night, and turnabout is fair play. Gak puts it in off the window.
Beautiful feed from Rao. That's 7 assists for Ty Rao, the brother of Tavia Rao, GCU women's basketball player.
Rao on the floor.
Rowell call. Again, Gack on the floor with 4.
Gabe McLaughlin's going to come back in with his 4 fouls too. Perhaps after seeing the bigs get beat down court, need to see a little bit more athleticism on the front line. Gabe McLaughlin usually gives them a shot of energy too, with things starting to feel like they're going the wrong way a little bit here right now.
Dixon. Blackshear. Will slide there, but he's all right. Dixon. Looking to drive, step back up. Ooh, careful labor. 4, 3. He's got to do something. Got to do something. He does. Not there. Loose ball. Lancers.
Good job by the Lancers there to crash all around it. They know what a good offensive rebounder Gabe McLaughlin is, and there was 3 Lancers surrounding him.
Lancers can tie it here. Rowell off the glass, and they do.
We've seen the mismatches the other way, but in the post, it's tough for Blackshear to handle a big guard down there like Rowell. He just powered him into there.
10th time this game's been tied. Blackshear, stop. McLaughlin kicks back out. Mikey Dixon looking to move. 10 on the shot clock. Lancers playing tight deep. Little floater. That's not going to go. The tap back by Gabe McLaughlin.
Boy, it worked out. Mikey Dixon took a tougher shot than he needed to when McLaughlin was open there on the roll, but McLaughlin was so open that he could just put back the miss.
Down to the wire we go.
Well, they're going to call Gabe McLaughlin on a block on that. Not a lot of protests from the GCU coaches, though.
Lopes lead is 2. Gabe McLaughlin fouls out. Lancers not going to go back to Riverside quietly.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
Lopes up by 2 with a tick under 4 to go. Let's take a look at the foul that DQ'd McLaughlin.
Yeah, they'll have to go the last 4 minutes without Gabe McLaughlin when he picked up his 5th foul here. It looks like he just jumped in a little bit late, didn't give Nottage enough space on the catch to land. And that's going to be the call. That's why you didn't hear a lot of protests from GCU's coaches on the other side. On the receive, he's got to have enough space to come down. And Gabe McLaughlin was doing a good job to try to get outside the circle and take the charge, but just not enough space there. So they'll have to go the rest of the way without him as things get tight here. But GCU's had experience in a lot of tight games this season. We've seen it benefit them other times down the stretch, particularly on the road when they swept teams. They've had some tough, tight battles on the first nights. This, unlike all the other WAC sets, this one's been tighter in the second. Usually GCU has had a better night on the second night, but this one's, at least for now, with 4 minutes to go, a 2-point game.
Lancers 4 of their last 5 from the field. Outscoring the Lopes 25-23 here in the second half. Look at Reed Nottage, his 11 points and 3 boards. He had 11 last night.
He's had to work hard for it in different ways. He's only 1 for 5 on threes, second straight night. He's struggled from 3-point range. He's averaging 15 points on the season because he's a 48% 3-point shooter. So he's having to find it in different ways tonight, but he's a big guard. At 6'6", he can find it in different ways. And that time he earned a spot to the line as he was trying to go inside.
1-1 for Nottage. He was 5 of 6 from the line last night. Here we go. Laver to Blackshirt. See what team responds after coming out after that timeout. Blackshirt.
Lopes back to their starters here for the stretch run.
Out on Thomas. 9 on the shot clock.
Rick Croy up past midcourt trying to get the attention of his defense.
Blackshirt looking to move. 5 on the shot clock. Long distance 3. Oh, doesn't go. Lancers with a rebound. With 3.5 to go.
No shot. You see CBU releasing early on those misses. That time it was Nottage again, and Blackshirt hustled down there to make sure there wasn't another breakaway layup.
Exactly for Rowell. Rowell will step back up over Dixon.
Well, he's finding a second win here down the stretch. He's starting to get going a little bit. He's only 5 of 14 for the game, but dishing out 7 assists, still stirring the drink for his team. He's got 10 points in this second half.
Turnover GCU. This is the 11th time the game has been tied.
Blackshirt's trying to find Midgard at the post there, and he looks like he wasn't ready on the catch. Thomas partially fronting him, might have been able to keep that other arm down, or at least distracted Midgard from seeing the ball come.
Midgard seems a little off, a little fatigued here. Left hand doesn't go. Loose ball picked up by Laver after Frayer and Midgard were kind of battling each other for it.
Jack ran into a brick wall down there when he hit Midgard.
Lopes need a big bucket here. Laver. Blackshirt. Dixon. Up over the top to Laver. Laver. Right. Big hand. Off the glass. Tips it back. Not there. It goes out on Laver.
Frustrating possession there for Laver because he had it where he wanted Javon Blackshirt Jr. going over to try to calm him down because he had exactly what he went to work on last night. And he went to the right hand. Usually on that dip in into the post, he goes with the left hand to go over Nottage.
Thomas weaving his way around. Loose ball. Laver pushed it over to Blackshirt. Under 2 minutes to go, this game is tied. Laver to Frayer. Dixon. Blackshirt in front of the Lopes bench, down to Midgard. Midgard, can he get by Gak? Gak again with that hand. Big right hand, and it doesn't go, but a foul is committed. Is it against Gak?
Got him on the arm. He's going to have to sit down for the rest.
It's his 5th. That is huge.
Well, you're right, Barry. You called it. He almost poked that one away again. Midgard was able to corral it again, but if he taps that one out, this is a very different situation, but Midgard was able to corral it back in. That post drew the foul. He couldn't reach the ball and caught arm instead. Might be a turning point into the game right there. Near turnover becomes Gak sitting down and possible 2 points to go back ahead for the Lopes.
Back-to-back nights, he fouls out against the Lopes, and Midgard, this free throw, critical. 6 of 8 last night.
As your Midgard to shoot 2.
1 of 2 at the line tonight.
It's the second straight night the Lopes defense is keeping CBU way below its scoring average on the season. They average 82 points a game. They got 61 last night. And they're still stuck on 57 right now unless Midgard can hit this go-ahead right here.
First one wasn't the best looking. Midgard a little off his game here. I don't know if he's fatigued here. Down late. Rowell brings it up. 90 seconds to go underneath the floater off the glass, and it drops for Wade.
Rowell is setting them up right there. Got the drive to get down low and dished off. Good finish there by Wade against Midgard's help.
Long distance, Dixon, big rebound, pulled down by Nottage. Rowell brings it up. Will take his time. The lead is 2 for the Lancers. try to put an end to the 9-game winning streak for GCU. Rowell dribbling, taking seconds off the clock. 12, 11, 10 on the shot clock. Wade comes out for some support. Rowell, 6, 5, takes it, hand on it, underneath. Doesn't go, loose ball underneath. Climbing up for it is Laver and Midgard. Here we go, 36. Crowds behind the Lopes. Down by 2. Blacksher, Dixon into the paint. Whistle.
Timeout from the bench. Just as Dixon was starting to put the ball on the floor and drive, but we have 21 seconds on the shot clock, a 7-second differential. But big play on the other end to get a hand on that ball and give the Lopes life here at the end for a shot to tie or go ahead.
.8 seconds remain. Here's the Lancers' last possession.
This is the one that put CBU ahead. Rowell does a beautiful job. And Wade's not usually your go-to man, or Gak would normally be the roll guy, but he's stepped up tonight, made 4 of 6 shots, and did a great job of finishing there over Midgard's extended arm. You wonder if the Lopes have been going down to Midgard in the post pretty steadily here down the stretch, with mixed results. He missed the 2 free throws on the last trip. Lopes haven't had a field goal since that McLaughlin score.
What's at stake? Yeah, the streak at 9. Does it come to an end, or does it continue? The Lopes down by 2.
This is when you pull out your best stuff. They've been working on sets. They got pages and pages of plays that they practice for months for situations like this. Hasn't been much more of a critical situation than this to get a bucket. We saw them at the end of ASU game set up a 3-pointer on the wing that was open for Ollie Laver.
Right around this spot. Freyer into Blacksher. Leaves for Laver, puts it up for 3. Doesn't go. Underneath. Foul committed. Laver fouls Wade.
The 3-pointer touched every part of the rim without going down. So soft. Almost the same play. Blacksher dishes and screens off Nottage. Kisses, rolls around. Freyer almost gets the rebound. Can't ask for a much better look. He's squared up, straight on, just a little shy as it with a touch to kiss around. Look how close Oscar Freyer was to grabbing that rebound. But a good candidate to put to the free throw line here in Wade.
1 of 3 tonight. Big free throw here, puts it up by 4. Not gonna happen. Rebound, Midgard. 16, 15.
No timeouts for the Lopes.
Blacksher. Laver for 3. Off the mark.
Nottage fouled him.
He fouled him. He'll go to the line for 3. Oh my.
Blacksher again sets up Midgard with the screen, and so they're trying to fight through it, and all that momentum just carried out. You can see he's kind of pushing away Midgard to get out there and just runs right through Laver.
Oh. Does Laver have ice water in his veins?
7.2 seconds to go. You got your senior, arguably best shooter on the team, going to the line. If you were going to ask somebody to sink 3 free throws for you in a clutch situation, he would be one of your top choices.
4 of 8 a night ago. 0 for 2 tonight.
Bryce Drew giving him instructions right now from the sideline. Probably wants him to go ahead and make these two because it was 7.2 seconds left. You're still in a good situation to, if you can get it down to 1, to foul and still have it be a 1-possession game. But critical, obviously, for Laver to hit these two. Could have used that kind of roll on his three-point shot.
No doubt about it. Timeout. 7.2 seconds remaining. Nail biter here in Phoenix tonight. Check out the Havocs.
Cringing with every bounce until it touches net. Yeah, we've still got another one to sweat out here. This one is so critical to put GCU in a situation where it would be a 1-possession game regardless of what CBU does at the free throw line. And also, if Laver drops it, that enables the Lopes to set up a little bit of a press on the baseline inbound.
Yeah, they're wearing that Team USA hockey sweater.
Imagine
She
GCU
believes in miracles.
Imagine GCU will have its best rebounders in the game. This is where he missed Gabe McLaughlin, who's fouled out. He would be pretty crafty right now to grab an offensive rebound. Should have come off, but the best situation right now is for Laver to drop this, make it a 1-point game, force CBU to inbound from the baseline against the press, and either try to get a quick turnover, but can't mess around with time on this. Got to foul right away if you can't get the steal. Because with no timeouts, they're going to have to come the full length of the court. Ed Schilling, assistant coach, with some last-minute instructions there for Frere. Might be a little bit of guidance on what he can do here. Either on the rebound line.
Ever think about creating a miss and having a guy like Midgard put it home? No, that was money.
Just take the bucket right now. The substitution lets you set up the press a little bit more. You put Big Dima Zador, 6'10", with all his wingspan on the inbounder, so he can't see very well.
1-point Lancer lead, 7.2 seconds remaining. Raul peels off. They're going to have to foul him. 6.5 on the clock.
Raul just out-sprinted Mikey Dixon to the baseline. Kind of an easy inbound there, but at least they only used 0.7 of a second. And it's still a 1-and-1 situation. Raul, who's been so big for them here in the second half, he's really played a wonderful half. He's going to the line with a chance to extend this lead to 2. He's got 10 points in the second half, 1 of 2 at the free throw line this half.
3 or 4 for the game.
Again, Lopes have no timeouts, so they're going to have to go fast. 6.5 seconds.
Maybe have to heave up a 3. Here we go, 6.5 to go. Lead is 3.
They take a foul up top, pretty smart play. Armstrong fouls Dixon to avoid him even taking a 3-pointer. 4.1 to go, Dixon will go to the line. Lopes losing the battle here of the clock.
Yep. It was a smart play by Armstrong.
You know, it's a tricky spot. You can only take that foul when you absolutely know he can't pull up and shoot. And Dixon was obviously dribbling around him at that point, still 40 feet from the basket. It's one thing we've seen Mikey Dixon do is drop free throws at ends of games. He's usually ice in this situation. Now the Lopes have to make a choice, either miss here and try to get the rebound, or hope there's still enough time with 4 seconds to foul and still get off a shot with no timeouts.
Drains both. 1-point lead. Substitutions again. Zador.
Bryce Drew emphatically telling his defense what to do this time.
Let's make sure that Rao gets covered a lot tighter. They're going to foul him.
He switched defenders, and it happened again. Just opposite corner. This time he beat Oscar Freire over there.
3.3 on the clock. I got to say, I mean, I don't know if anybody didn't expect them to look for Rao.
Didn't run a lot of action for him, just pretty much sprinted to the baseline each time. So given what Rao did last time, you almost expect you're going to end up down 3-point in this situation. Then you start thinking about who you want to take this shot. You got 4 guys capable of hitting a 3 out there on the floor. Laver's been the best of the bunch on the season at 41%, but with 3.3, it's going to have to be somebody on the run unless they can get a pass way up the court. If they can get the inbound a little bit further up court, it's going to help them a lot.
I think we got some substitution issues.
Zador's going to have to stay in the game for at least the first free throw. So big onus here. It's a double bonus though now.
Rao gets the roll.
He misses. That doesn't leave the Lopes much time to go 3 full-length court in 3 seconds. If he makes, you want to get a pass up far as you can.
It's going to have to be a bit of a football toss again here. Lancers playing it tight. Freire fouled. 2.3 on the clock.
Give Rick Croy his team credit here. Yep. 2 well-played fouls there in situations where they didn't risk it being on the shot at all. That time Freire changing directions at midcourt, wasn't going to be taking the shot yet. So twice they've avoided GCU even having a chance at a tying shot. So with 2.3 seconds, this second shot, especially after that miss, is going to have to be a miss and a tap out. And now you're asking a lot.
Not looking good for the Lopes. .1 on the clock. The last 6 seconds have taken quite a long time to get played on the court. Coaches battling it out. Coach Croy, tip of the cap here.
Yeah. 2 well-played fouls and also the ability to get the ball in the hands of Ty Rao on 3 straight inbounds. Yep. This time he misses, but it's 2.3. You could almost consider an intentional miss here if you're CBU, because with 2.3, the Lopes are just heaving a prayer. If he drops it, it's a 3-point game and they can pass up court for a 3-point shot, and then they wouldn't be able to foul.
3-point lead. Lopes are going to have to hit a 3. 2.3. It's going to be quick. Heaving it up at the buzzer. And the Lancers put an end to a 9-game winning streak. Knock off the Lopes. Lopes, but the last 4 minutes, 7 seconds without a field goal. As the Lancers come up with a big 65-62 victory.
Now for a CBU team that's had trouble on the second ends, they're blowing kisses goodbye to the Lopes students. Gag, Thomas, all waving goodbye to the students. Here's the best Mikey Dixon could get off. It was going to be a prayer. 2 seconds is not enough to get off a quality shot unless they were able to get a pass up to midcourt. Tonight, the midcourt prayer, CBU will join GCU there.
Good to see. Ed Schilling in the center.
Thank you again, Lopes fans, for your continued support.
Great to see. Some hugs there to Jared Martin as well. Oscar Freyer.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll see you again Friday, March
Alessandro Lever.
as the Lopes take on Utah Valley. Thank you.
So the Lopes drop to 13-4 overall, 7-1 in the WAC, and put an end to their 9-game winning streak. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment.
I would say to anybody considering maybe skipping graduation to spend a long time thinking about participating. I think it's a great opportunity to really take advantage of a moment that you only get once in your life. It's an opportunity to really experience something that highlights all the hard work that you've put in.
Not very many people get to experience that in their life. It's such an honor and a privilege to be able to do that, and I think the memories that come out of that are just incredible.
Herff Jones, by your side.
When the going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
65-62, the final score. The Lancers over the Lopes here tonight, putting an end to a 9-game winning streak for GCU. And Paul, you have to tip your cap, man, to Coach Croy down the stretch there. He did a phenomenal job, and his players did a phenomenal job as well. Raul at the free throw line.
Yeah, Ty Raul with a great second half, put them in the position to have the lead, and the CBU defense was better down the stretch.
Yeah.
They denied the Lopes in the positions that they wanted to be. Lopes only made 1 field goal over the last 6 minutes, and like you mentioned, Corey and his players playing smartly down the stretch to not allow the Lopes to even try a tying shot, using their fouls in non-shooting situations, and CBU finishes strong. They were out of their game for 2 nights, not able to get into their 3-point shooting game, but found other ways to score and finished for a second straight night without their big man, Gak. But other guys stepped up. Wade made a big shot on a pick and roll in his spot and finished off the Lopes down the stretch. Some missed free throws will come back to haunt the Lopes as well.
Definitely. As we take a look at our Copper State Credit Union player of the game, we give it to Ashbourne Midgard, his 8th double-double of the season, 11 points, 15 rebounds.
If only there could have been more of that for the Lopes' sake. When he's in there that deep, he's really effective, but he was just 5 of 7 tonight, and they would have liked to have given him more than 7 opportunities down there because he had such an advantage against Gak, or when Gak fouled out. But the Lopes, otherwise outside of that, did not shoot well tonight, below 40% as a team. But Midgard controlled the boards, 15 rebounds for the big man, another huge rebounding night. He's averaging 10 on the season, and that 5 of 7 field goals will probably keep him at the national lead in field goal percentage still.
So Ashbourne Midgard, with Gak going out, though, he really looked like he might have been a little bit fatigued down the stretch there. He wasn't the dominating force that he was earlier in the game.
Yeah, we saw even when he got to the line there late, there was a play where he had it poked away in the post and was fortunate to get him back. And CBU played just really strong defense down the stretch to deny the Lopes, get them out of sets, and then to effectively finish off the game with free throws. Ty Raul getting the ball every time on an inbound, denying GCU the chance to shoot 3-pointers. There's lots of things that the Lopes will look back to. Obviously not just the finish. They feel like they weren't physical enough early in the game. Lots of offensive rebounds early in the game, and second chances kept CBU in it. And the Lopes just couldn't put them away. It felt a lot like last night, except for that finishing stretch that they had last night.
Yeah, they had the knockout punch a night ago. Let's revisit the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game.
Yeah, the 2-day priority was to come back and do it again on the second day and be that team that gets better on the second night. That's the first time we've seen the Lopes not play better on the second night. They shoot only 37% from the field. Usually if you should hold the opponent to 41%, you feel good about that and win the game. And they continue to fight over those screens well and denied CBU's 3-point shooting game. 25% from long distance for CBU after shooting 41% on the season, but it all winds up to not getting to that 10th straight win. So they're still in command in the WAC in a way. UTRGB's only played 2 games, and so it's hard to tell obviously in winning percentage, the Lopes have fallen behind RGV, but they have far more wins. And in the WAC formula, that might still keep them ahead right now because they put an emphasis on how many games you're able to play.
Yeah, as we look ahead, they travel to take on the Red Hawks at Seattle, February 26th and 27th. And as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Utah Valley just 2 losses in conference. Those matchups on the 5th and 6th could be crucial down the stretch for GCU.
Got to take care of business on the road first. They've been a pretty good road team thus far, but Seattle U's got the leading scorer in the conference right now, Darian Trammell, a WAC Player of the Year candidate along with Midgard. So their work's cut out for them next week to get those 2 and put themselves in a situation maybe where those 2 games at home with Utah Valley decide the top seed. It's all to set up that WAC tournament though, trying to get into those spots where you get a first round bye.
We shall see, but that'll do it from here tonight at GCU, where the Lopes 9-game winning streak comes to an end with a 65-62 win by the CBU Lancers. Please join us this Friday from Brazel Field at GCU Ballpark, 5:30, as the Lopes take on Oregon State. But until then, for Kate Longworth, Paul Coro, and our entire crew, I'm Barry Butel, wishing you a wonderful evening.
Ladies